All right, we should be good.
Hello, and welcome back to another exciting tale of Tales of Morgas, the Slayers. And last week's adventure, our characters all went on a spirit journey and all got to see something that revealed a little bit about themselves or the future. And then we saw that Dr. Hayden was experimenting in incredible mind control technology to raise the dead and control dead bodies of different various creatures. But they put a stop to that. Or did they? And now we see the characters returning to the city, the Jewel of the Sands. There are several problems that are still looming their ugly heads. Okay. And then we'll pick up.
All right.
Okay, so I think last time we left off, we had all got raving drunk, and carried off Coby back to the ship, I think.
Now, are you going back as far as like the Spirit Quest portion of the program, or are you talking about after we defeated the Cyber Devil?
That was after. We went back to the city and we were talking to the guard.
The dancing serpent or snake?
Yeah. And then while we were talking to her, we were all drinking, and Coby got drunk and was hitting on her.
Huh.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about the drunken rager at the end, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I remember handing off that hell gun or whatever.
And you used your lay on hands to make him not so drunk, but he didn't care, and he didn't stop acting drunk because he was getting carried.
Right. Also, I'm pretty sure it needs lesser restoration to really sober people up, but at least I can stop him from dying of alcohol poisoning.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
I'm pretty sure if you spend your 5 hit points to lay on hands, it cures the poison condition.
Oh yeah, so for drunkenness.
Yeah. You cured it, but Hot Chick was carrying me, so I was like, I was General Iroh, and he totally acted like he was numb.
Yeah.
From the tongue thing.
Yeah.
Wait, Uncle, I didn't see you get hit by that.
Shh.
Alright, so we're in town.
Yep.
We got gold.
We do have a little bit of gold, yeah.
Hey, Kat, can you link that document you had about our bounties and like current mission list?
Sure thing.
I think Coby is going to work on his armor for a bit. So he's going to be like, this is the meta of like he leveled up, so he's like, okay, I'm going to go work my armor. So that's what he's doing.
Okay.
All right.
I think Anna is going to spend some time practicing with her power and kind of learning how it works and getting more familiar with it, and so that'll be her meta for actually gaining spell casting.
Okay.
For lay on hands. And also start looking around, trying to find maybe like an ancient artifacts dealer or someplace that might have a rod of the Pack Keeper.
Okay. That'll take some searching. Magic items, even in this city, are hard to come by.
Oh, I figured. But just starting to put out feelers for that.
Yep. You start looking around, see if there's some antique dealer or somebody that happens to have some old items from the past lying around, or something like that. Generally, you think you're probably going to find it. I'm going to say it takes a while, but you do eventually find out that you're probably going to have to find some kind of antique dealer to carry it.
Okay. That's fine.
It's how to find that information.
And okay. So while she's doing all that, she'll be using her powers to like practice with, and that's where she'll start making and handing out the water or holy oil, whatever you decided you wanted.
Yeah.
Then after that, she's going to start looking around and seeing if there's any reference that the Cyber Devil referred to her as.
Oh, okay. You need to give me an investigation check for that.
Okay. Property. There we go. Good. And investigation, it's going to be an 18.
18? Okay.
18.
Right. Let's see. You actually find someone who is being escorted by the Watch for execution. And they're due to be executed this morning, but you managed to get some words from them before they are taken to the execution area, the firing area. You find out they were a hell cultist, and that speak of someone known as Hellfire Anna.
Does she have any kind of like known reputation, or the stories about this Hellfire Anna?
She looks exactly like you.
I kind of
Down horns.
kind of assumed that already, but I mean, is she a figure of some renown here? Does she have like any particular like local legend or for anything in particular, or is she just exists here?
Amongst us, she is one of the most powerful of our cult.
Anna's gonna throw up her hand, just like fucking, of course.
We summoned her here from hell.
Really?
Yes.
So she's gonna settle down now and actually start to engage Vigil and work the charm a little bit to try and milk him for some more information.
The guards kind of stand by. You notice there's 3 guards with rifles pointed at point blank range at the back of this guy's head as you're talking to it.
Oh, that's not very nice.
Yes. We did, a long time ago. She has been a very useful member in spreading the power of our cult.
Where might I find her? It's not often that I get to meet an extra dimensional copy of myself, and I think it could be.
Well, I don't know where you're from. Clearly, you're not her. You don't command the same respect that she does. But I will say that if you're looking for her, you might already know where she is. Maybe not you specifically, but one of your party members probably does.
And
She won't be where you'd expect to find her.
Oh, always so cryptic.
The guards kind of stand him up, and the only word you get out of him as he's leaving is Murian. Ruins. And they kind of escort him off to the firing squad area.
She's going to lean out like into the door frame as they're walking him down the hall, and she's going to wave and say, "Okay, thanks, bye-bye," as he's being led off to the execution ground.
Yep. And it's not long after you see him escorted out outside the door that you hear gunfire and then silence. And the 3 guards seem to be walking back in, putting their rifles off.
And she'll wave to the guards and make her way on out.
They just nod. The guards of the city are mostly Victolock people, and they have helmets that look like conquistador metal helmets. That's the only way to tell apart from normal citizens. They have goggles just like these for sandstorms and a conquistador metal helmet.
Very neat. Okay, so that's about all the more I'm going to be doing. The off-screen time, I think.
I was about to say, are any of them vampires?
Nope.
Well, that's good.
At some point, I guess I'll meet up with Hazel and figure out what our next target's going to be.
Okay, so
Head to the desert or the ruins there, because
we are going to have to go into the desert. Do we think we're going to be able to take the? Well, it'd probably be useful either way. It occurs to me that we're in the desert and we know there's not a lot of hunting there, and there's obviously no water. I've heard of this thing called like a Jug of Alchemy. Maybe we could find something like that.
Mayonnaise.
Everfull urn.
Yeah, that might be
There's-
useful.
quite a bit of alchemy going on in the city, so you think it'll be pretty easy to find that.
Okay. I'm gonna spend a couple hours looking around for something like that. A Jug of Alchemy is an uncommon item. Cool, and it doesn't tell me. I believe uncommon items are 101 to 500 gold.
Yep.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Okay, it's 150.
150. That is a fantastic deal.
You get it from a halfling that's selling it to you.
What does it look like?
It looks like a clay jug with a weird set of symbols etched into it. And I know those symbols are probably runic.
Sweet. Okay. I don't speak that.
No one does.
No one
I
does.
thought
It's
you did.
It's red only.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't know how
It's
to
only
read
written
it.
Right.
Like, I
You're pretty sure
recognize
it's-
it, but I don't know what the fuck it says.
Yeah. I'm just being
Yeah,
smart ass.
it's the alphabet that very few people can read, but everyone knows what it looks like. Like, oh, that's probably runic. Generally.
And then
And the clay jug has like a little cork in the top of it.
cool. And then we know there's a Slayer's outpost here. Are there anything like a library there?
If by library you mean 3 books that list things people have killed, then yes.
I mean, that is better than that's actually what I was looking for. I was looking for stuff on monster hunting. Well, actually, if there are any libraries or bookstores in the area, I'm just basically, my new class thing that I got is I just got into my ranger subclass Monster Slayer. So I figured looking into some of that would be really useful, especially considering we just had our first encounter with a fucking fiend, which was terrifying.
It was pretty hellish, yeah.
You know that the books that they have, books, more journal entries, that they have of the monsters that people hunted, just 3 separate like spiral-bound journals that people keep. It's basically a giant pile of like, if you've killed a monster, list what you like, maybe effective techniques against it, or like what it looked like, give a general description so that if people run into it again, they can kill it, or maybe they know what it is. And that's basically what it's like, quick reference, like basically a cliff notes of how to find random monsters people have run into.
And that's the thing, like, everybody adds to?
Yeah. Anyone in the Slayers can go over and access these books, look at them, and oh, this is what I'm hunting. Okay, great.
Okay, so it's pretty much you're just like direct reference for any kind of particular target you might want to.
I might actually put in there what we know about the demon that we killed. Was it a demon or a devil?
Bone devil.
Devil.
Well, cyber.
And I will mine the shit
devil
out of Anna for that, because I know she knows way more about them than I do.
Yeah. So this will be a fun little research project.
Yes.
And while we're doing
no information in the book about devils at all.
Okay.
Not one.
Oh, okay. Anna would like to go ahead and make a couple of entries then.
There is plenty of extra paper.
Okay.
While we're chatting about that and writing down, I'm like, so Anna, I've been practicing a new spell. I think I have one that might be able to protect us, one of us at least, from a devil next time we run into one.
Oh yeah, what you got?
And probably even an aberration, the like creepy tentacle things.
The one-eyed Nothic.
Yeah, the Nothic. Yeah, it's protection from evil.
Oh yeah, I got that one too.
Oh, cool. I can't do it very often though, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good one. It's a good one. It's really useful. Let's see. I also picked up some new abilities too. There's this. It's weird, like the difference between my new energies and my old energies. Like, there's much more healing shit going on.
That's cool. I have a little bit of that. Mine aren't quite like yours. I can heal like a wound, maybe a stab wound, a little one. I can't,
Whoa, Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. That's the Nothic right there.
And now Blake has the picture in print.
I am actually
Yes.
going to write down what we know about Nothic because we've established that the people in the city, at least the guards, don't know.
And there are some of those walking on city as town guards. Not a
Oh.
few, but a couple.
So
I think I speak that language.
I think
Ogre.
I think I do.
I think I know how they got their name. You know, they're really skinny, so they're not thick. Not thick.
I do speak ogre.
I'm so bad at
Ignore
my
Scotty.
mic to spontaneously mute.
Also, what we going after this Iron Bandit or what? And you notice he's wearing a new, really snazzy looking 3-piece suit.
Very sharp.
Yeah, I was trying to gather what I can for a trip into the desert before I go and interview the survivors. I got this, and I reach into the bag and pull out the jar. I think it can make beer and also water.
Mayonnaise.
That one says something close to honey, I think. As he points to one of the runes.
The runes translate roughly, as they always do, to beer, honey, water, and mead.
This one
I
says
will.
fermented grains in liquid. Huh, weird.
Fermented honey in liquid.
Oh, okay, mead. Okay.
Oh, it
that's
can
what
also
it is.
do acid. That's pretty cool.
Whoa, man.
Yep.
Can I borrow that for a sec?
No, like basic poison. That's nifty.
Make sure you don't drop it when it's doing acid.
Yeah.
I can smell purple.
No, that's
actually
called
cool.
illusion
I might
dust.
poison some arrows.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
I think
That's
basic
the
poison just does one.
Coby, you're thinking of illusion dust.
Ah, okay.
Highly addictive. Very, very not good.
oh no.
What's addiction? Too much better.
Victorlock marching powder?
This world has a lot of addictive drugs. Here.
No. Illusion powder is a very high addiction.
Oh,
rate.
illusion powder. Sorry, I misheard.
You're saying it's like
Yeah.
heroin levels of addiction?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Like I'm addicted to heroines?
If you used illusion powder,
Uh.
could be the equivalent.
I'm addicted to heroines myself.
I saw that punchline roll over you.
Coby, that was a terrible joke.
Coby points over at Anna. She said it first.
So I've got that. I can't think of much else we'll need. Can you guys think of anything that would be really helpful in the desert?
Ooh, I found one. I go and buy a few things of Happy Leaf.
You know what? Anna just can't even get mad about that. She's down for this too.
Hey, if anything goes south, at least we'll have Happy Leaf.
That's good.
That is a lie. I'm gonna go buy some clothes that aren't all fucking black because I'm gonna bake in the desert.
Yeah.
Also stand out like a goddamn
black.
sore thumb.
Yeah, you will with all black. Coby, you know
Yeah.
that Happy Leaf has a save of 10 to avoid addiction,
Okay.
which is a pretty low chance.
Is that a con save?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm fine.
all addiction saves are con.
Psh, I'm fine.
saves.
I'm fine.
The duration of Happy Leaf is 2 hours, and if you become addicted, the side effect is unless you are high, you are sad, which is to your any save that involves your willpower.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Well,
So wisdom, pretty much any wisdom-based saves.
he bought it more for a rainy day than for day-to-day use, so I think won't be too big of an issue.
After a
it's
really
not
crappy day, Happy Leaf might be nice.
At least short term, this won't be a big issue. Who knows long term? But Coby is like, yeah, I guess you're right, and he goes to straighten his jacket, and his jacket transforms like it's I keep forgetting her name, the chick from the X-Men who could change her skin.
Mystique.
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 Yeah,
you know how
that's-
like the tiles flip change? His
Mhm.
his three-piece suit turns into like more desert attire.
That
So-
is pretty cool.
Anna's gonna tap the top of her head, and her like leather and like corsetry kind of look is going to change into a still suit. But it's going to be more the effect of like the sisters from Fantastic Beasts in where they're going into the speakeasy.
Oh, nice.
Well, I can't do any of that. But I am going to go buy some more appropriate attire for the area since we won't be driving around in the ship the whole time. A thing that occurred to me, did we want to see about getting a couple radios for us?
I think we already have a set of radios with earpieces.
Do we?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, you have radio earpieces that work so long as you're you're around backpack. Within a decent distance. It's not like you're right next.
Backpack. Does he know how to pilot the ship?
He doesn't
Yes.
have arms, does he?
Backpack has arms.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's a mannequin.
okay.
He's
He looks
Dominican.
just like-
What?
He looks just like a mannequin.
Oh, he's a mannequin. I thought you said he was Dominican. Like he's from the Dominican Republic. Your accent is terrible.
Mannequin.
I thought he was a mannequin with no arms but 4 legs or something, and he was really
No.
good at supporting.
No,
Like Gyro.
He can has arms and legs like a normal person.
Yeah, kind of like Gyro. Anyway.
Nope, he's just got arms and legs like a normal person. He just has a backpack on his front and his back.
Okay.
I was just thinking about like it'd be really cool if we could like radio him in to pull us out of the sand. Like fucking sandworm comes, he could be our carry-all.
And
I
today's
was thinking more along the lines of
today's
it's
random weather
useful
event
for
is sunny with almost no wind.
when we're all on different ends of town. You know?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, you can still get, if you put the earpiece on, it'll still work so long as backpack is generally in the vicinity. And it's
Yeah.
a pretty decent piece. He could hit most of the city. So
Oh, okay.
unless you happen to go underneath something or inside a metal building, you're probably okay.
you said
There's only one building made entirely out of metal. That's the as everyone has called it, the Astral Clock Tower.
you said it was sunny with no wind.
Yep.
Coby whips out a fan.
There's,
So
you're gonna hear Anna like affect an accent. It's like, oh my, that looks like just such a nice fan. Where can I get one?
Here you go. You can borrow mine.
Why, thank you.
You open like this gently. It shows you how to open it.
She's gonna snap that thing open like a seasoned hussy.
I think I'm ready to go talk to the dancing serpent and those other victims in the hospital if you guys want to come.
Sounds good.
Oh yes, wouldn't miss this for the world.
I'm not sure exactly where you can get one of those fans, but I remember a certain lady friend of mine had it, and it was a little gift she left.
I thought normally you paid them.
Oh, yeah, I do. It's just, sometimes they like to pay me back, if you know what I mean.
There's spells for that.
That was out of character, sorry. That's funny.
All right, you go to the one of the biggest ones in the city. There's a lot of there's smaller hospices and like medical and stuff set up throughout the city, but nothing that looks as big as this building. This is the only place you could actually consider hospital. A lot of other places are basically like, oh, I got a cut or a wound and I don't want to like have it get infected, and they'll clean it out and whatnot. Or, oh gosh, I think I might lose my, well, I can stick this replacement one on for you. We'll just cut that one off. And so that's what the rest of the city is like. This is the actual one where they're like, let's try and save that wound, or let's knock that limb off. We'll try and save it first. This is where they do that. And so generally, if you're here, you probably have some money. You generally go to the Band-Aid stations where they're more likely to cut you off than they are to save them. Half paper cut. Well, we'll just cut your hand off. It's easier. That's kind of what the rest of the city is. This is where they actually do the real hospital.
Okay.
So you go in, and there's a treatment ward that is being funded by a noble for the people who are at. The noble is almost always there. It's this guy with a top hat and a rather outlandishly smoking suit, as the term goes. And he is kind of standing there and is generally in the vicinity of where all the patients are.
Smoking suit, not like literally, right? Like not like
No,
Roger
like
voice.
smoking.
Like
Like
Coby.
it's awesome. Yeah, like it's awesome. It looks very nice and fancy. It's smoking.
Do
I'm gonna look
we?
between Coby and this guy, and I'm gonna look between Coby and this guy, and I'm gonna think to walk off.
Um.
When you look between like me first, then him, and then you look at me, I'm wearing a different outfit, and it's one that's better than what he has on.
Do we know who this noble is?
You
Is like the
haven't
name
asked.
listed? Is his name listed on any of the architecture or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
Well, I do say you've come to the right place. What do you need here? I funded these people who are in need of some recovery. I do think that their assaults were unnecessary.
Hi. We were supposed to meet an individual here. She's a friend of one of the patients here. Dancing Snake. She's a one of the guards in town.
Oh yeah. She came back here earlier. She's in the back. Yeah, look, right this way. Lead you back over to a room that she's in. She's right in there.
Okay.
I'll be out here if you need anything else. He walks back over to where he was standing.
Can I get a 6-piece extra crispy?
He looks at you funny and just goes back to standing there.
I just got the joke.
And then
Derail the whole thing. I'm sorry.
in this room is the Minotaur, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna sort of like knock on the door to get her attention before just barging in.
The door opens slightly and you see the guard kind of standing there, and she's like, "Oh," she opens and lets you in.
I proceed in.
The Minotaur, as you are aware, is suffering from an illness, a rare illness, but an illness nonetheless.
I believe it was blood fever.
Exsanguination.
Also that.
Blood fever.
I knew they were.
Oh, yeah, that's
take
right.
good
She almost
notes.
I knew they were down with some kind of sickness.
Yep. No, she's not down with this sickness. The sickness is down with her, though.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
so you see that she's hooked up to all sorts of strange equipment. She has like an IV with some strange solution dripping into it. The Minotaur does not look very well at all. See, the injury is like right here, and it's like a shaved patch of fur and like a bandage placed there. Then you can see it seeped through. The blood has seeped through, and 5-pointed dots you can see have seeped through the bandage.
Do I think that my lay on hands might help her in this situation?
Possibly a little bit with the injury. You're not sure about the sickness. Doesn't
Yeah,
look
I
like
feel
she's
like that would
recovered from the
definitely be
injury
it.
much, but you're sure that the magic healing would heal the injury, but it wouldn't do much for the sickness in this case. You think this might
I can
powerful.
target a disease with lay on hands. Is this like beyond that
Can
power
you?
somehow?
Can you?
Yeah, it says I can neutralize a poison, cure the target of one disease, or neutralize one poison.
You're not able to remove curses though, right?
No, that's
We don't
not
know what it is.
In 5th edition, supernatural diseases
you
are
could try.
curses, so that's why I was thinking maybe it's a supernatural disease.
Okay.
You could try.
Sure. Okay. So I'll walk over to the Minotaur, and if she's awake, I'll introduce myself, and if it's okay with you, I'd like to try and heal you of your ailment, and hopefully some of that ouch on your chest there too.
The Minotaur looks your direction and just kind of slowly nods.
Okay. So she'll rub her hands together and kind of pull them apart really quickly, like she's trying to like do a cat's cradle almost. and where her hands were touching and getting yanked apart, there's going to be a bunch of little silver strands, like she had, like something stringy between them, almost like spider web.
Mhm.
And she'll take that silver gossamer stuff and kind of lay it over the chest and like put her hands on the Minotaur and cast lay on hands to cure the blood disease.
Okay. As you cast that and onto the Minotaur, you see a kind of reddish smoke kind of come off of the injury, and the reddish smoke takes the shape of a skull and then kind of fades away.
Did that work, Anna?
I mean, it sure felt good. What do I feel like this had the intended effect?
You see her appearance seems less sickly looking. She may just time to recover at this point. You're
Right,
not sure
right.
how much damage the blood sickness did to her physically, but she does look like maybe it's gone away. You're not a doctor, so you don't know for sure. You would
Right.
guess at this point that it worked, but it's just recovery now. You would
Right.
think if she had 18 constitution that she currently has 4.
Whew.
Of that 18.
Well, so
Oh,
yeah, I think she'll be fine now. She's still gonna have to rest.
Are there charts and stuff like at the foot of the bed?
Yes.
Coby goes to check out the sheets and stuff.
No,
You don't even need to
they
pick
don't
them
have
up. They're right at eye
HIPAA.
level.
They don't have HIPAA in this world.
Oh yeah, this is
I'll
a
wave Hazel
Minotaur,
over.
so it's a really big bed too. You know.
Yeah. You don't even need to pick it up, Coby. You just walk right over and it's right at eye level.
Perfect.
I'll wave Hazel over and say, "You can go ahead and question."
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up a chair and pull up my notebook and hi, I'm Hazel Harding. I'm an investigator from I don't remember the town that we're from.
From the Slayers?
With the Slayers. We're investigating the creature that attacked you. I was wondering if I could ask you some questions about it.
Sure.
So where were you and what were you doing before you were attacked?
Well, I was walking the market wards, just trying to find some rare herbs. I brew tea. Sometimes it takes a bit of walking to find all the herbs in the city for the tea to make. I was in the South Market ward, and I heard an ominous metal clanking sound. It seemed to be coming from behind me. No sooner did I turn than I thought a person, but I realized it was the Iron Masked Bandit, the legendary bandit from ages past that we all thought dead. And he pulled out some sort of strange baton, and he opened up like a flower, and he stabbed me with it. Here, she put the injury that was on her, that's bandaged, and I felt like some of my blood was being sucked out. And then he kicked me with the metal boot and ran off.
Metal boot again.
Now, when you were found, if you don't mind me asking, do you think he intended to leave you alive, or was he like surprised and got what he came for and left, or because he's not?
There was no emotion on the face. The mask covers all of it. I only saw the mask. There was an intent in the eyes I saw, perhaps, but clearly he looks like he had done this before. I don't think I was the first victim, to be honest. It moved with almost purposeful efficiency.
Now, question for the DM. The other victims of this, he killed all of them, didn't he? Or
No,
did he just
none
just
of
took
them
their
were
blood?
killed.
None of them were killed. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is the closest one that came to me.
because of the blood fever.
Okay.
Yep. I heard there were other attacks. Is that true?
There were, yeah. I think she was the
I
most
haven't had a
recent,
chance to-
right? So there hasn't been any.
Yep.
Okay, so there haven't, for what it's worth, at least there haven't been any after you, and hopefully we'll be able to make sure of that.
Well, I hope so. Some of the other people were still here for being injuries did, but none of them stayed. That man in the hallway might be able to help you. He talked to all.
That would probably be helpful. Did that man give us his name?
No, nope, nobody asked.
Can you let me know that fellow's name?
Oh, you don't know? Oh, that's Sir Reginald Longbottom. The 47th.
Do I recognize that name?
Yes. He is known for his charitable donations to all sorts of weird things, mostly whatever seems to make him look good in the public eye. He is incredibly wealthy and is sitting on the family fortunes, which were gathered long ago from my, and he's just been living off of their money ever since. He has some instruments throughout the city, but nothing major.
I feel like with a last name like that, he should be a centaur. But long bottom. Man, none of my jokes are hitting tonight.
I'm interviewing a person that got assaulted.
Well, I'm gonna go talk to Sir Longbottom. There's actually a few things I want to talk to him with anyway.
I am gonna ask, what time were you walking through the market when this attack happened?
Late afternoon.
Late afternoon.
Not evening, but late afternoon.
Yeah.
The figure came in an alley, if it's any condolences.
In an alley.
It was a dark alley of shadows.
Okay.
What was it like? Like close to any particular landmarks that we might know by name?
I don't know of any that were nearby. It was almost in the open. There was an alley nearby that I had to walk past to this herb dealer I was looking for. He came out of the alley, I'm assuming. But I could hear his footsteps until he was suddenly behind me. With a metal boot like that, I thought I would have heard him.
Yeah, so you did hear clanking behind you as he came up, though, right?
Yes, but it was almost immediately behind me, as if he was suddenly there, but wasn't
As if
before.
he could teleport.
Yes, that's the word.
Okay, so is there anything else that you can think of that might be useful, or just anything at all that stood out about it?
No, I mean, he had a firearm, but he never used it.
Do you know what kind of firearm?
Yes, it was a revolver. A rather custom-looking revolver. I've not seen one like it before. My brother deals with guns, and he knows them fairly well. It was very square-shaped, almost rectangular. Had it not been for the revolver itself, in the back, I would never have known where the bullet's gone. It was very, very unusually shaped.
Okay.
Maybe it was a pepper box.
Possibly, like it could have been, but it looks, I only saw one barrel. Very strange device. My brother could probably tell you more about it.
Yeah, certainly. Could I get your brother's name?
Ironhorn.
Ironhorn.
And where can we find Ironhorn?
He has a gun shop down in Socket Ward. Can't miss it. It's got a gun with two horns coming out of it.
Socket Ward, you said?
South Ward.
South Ward. Okay. Yeah, this has been very very helpful. Thank you. If we have any questions, are we free to contact you again, or?
Yes. My brother knows where to find me for the most part, but I should probably be here for quite a while longer. I don't suspect I will be immediately recovering. You think with that much con damage, she's probably going to be here a long time.
Yeah. Well, I hope you a speedy recovery. And I guess we're gonna go try and contact. I guess let's just get a list of names from Longbottom, and I'll probably walk up in
guard.
the middle of Coby's conversation with Longbottom.
So about the stock trades, like
The guard-
how's the medical gel stuff? Is that doing pretty good, at least in the last quarter? That's the kind of stuff he's talking about.
I do declare it has gone up quite expectedly. Perhaps it's going to do quite well in the next quarter.
Well, that's doing pretty good.
Oh.
I mean,
your friends are here.
Oh, hey, how'd it go?
I got more information than I thought I would. This was helpful. Mr. Longbottom, correct?
Yes.
I was told that you might have the contact information for some of the former victims of the Iron Bandit.
Of course, 2 of them are still here. The one you spoke to already, and a snaky mist that was attacked a few.
That's okay. Yeah, I'd love to talk to her. And if you could maybe pull up a list of the other victims, that would be fantastic.
He reaches into his coat pocket and hands you a piece of paper. I do hope that comes in handy.
That was very well prepared. I thank you.
I come prepared for. He looks down at your badge when he says that.
I come prepared, and that was it.
Oh, he said I come prepared for authority, and looked down at her Slayer badge.
Fuck it, I'm a suspicious motherfucker. I'm rolling insight on this guy.
All right, Batman. Batman it up.
Coby already has a feeling, but he's a nobleman, so he don't totally understands.
17.
17. You think perhaps this guy has been questioned by police several times before and comes prepared for possible questioning about his mysterious helpfulness, which he continuously seems to provide.
Okay.
And I guess we're going to talk to the other patient.
Okay. You go over to the other in this ward that's kind of closed-ish. It's not closed all the way. It's kind of partially closed.
Yeah.
And you think you hear conversation coming from the other side of it. When you get closer, you can kind of hear it. No, I don't want any more of this. It's not meaty enough. Go get something else. And the door kind of opens and a nurse walks out who is clearly carrying food, and she looks really, really pissed off, like, ugh, and just kind of furiously walks off. The tray has nothing but on it, and there's a potato, and she just walks off, just frustrated.
A potato.
I'm gonna knock and.
I told you not to come back and let us meet. Oh, you're not the nurse.
I am
Come
not,
in,
no.
come in.
I hope this meat's good enough for you.
Hi, I'm Hazel Harding.
He
We're
raises
with
a
the
snaky
Slayers.
eyebrow. The Slayers. Yes. I haven't had any of your members come by since I was admitted here. I feel offended, at least to some degree.
I perfectly understand.
She has long teeth. Her left arm is a snake, and her skin looks it's very green and light green colored. And her clothing looks like that of a person. So she's got like a raggedy hood that would kind of pull up, and like she's got raggedy clothing. It looks like her clothing is kind of more like aesthetic, and she just doesn't keep very good care of it. Like a jacket that's been worn for too long, and the hood's been kind of badly stitched in, and you can see through it. Like everyone here, she has goggles around her neck for the sandstorms.
Yeah. And would I recognize her as a Yuan-Ti, or are they uncommon enough that I
Yes.
don't know what that is? Okay.
Oh, it's very obviously a Yanti of some kind.
Okay. I'm gonna,
Coby, you should
sit
offer
down,
tea.
introduce myself. So I wanted to ask you some questions about what happened. So can I ask what you were doing before you were attacked?
Yes, I frequent the market wards to purchase various supplies for my cosmetics. I sell them in the city, as I'm sure you've heard.
I certainly have. She
No,
lies.
you haven't.
Yeah, no, she's lying.
Good. She kind of arrogantly believes that you're telling the truth.
I know she doesn't. Wait, no, you didn't specify. Is her head a snake head?
No, her head looks human in feature, but it's all snake-like. So her eyebrows are like a series of ridges that come out that are scaled. Otherwise, looking relatively human. She's got like the Voldemort nose going on, where it's like a bump with slits on either side.
Okay. I was thinking.
But otherwise, like the whole rest of her body looks like a person, but it's scaled, just all scales. And she has a left arm that is a snake.
I was thinking the one secretary boss from Agritzo or whatever, the snake lady.
Oh.
I was just imagining like she just had this like bright pink lipstick, but she's got like a snake head.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is wearing makeup, which, by the way, doesn't look like it sticks on her scales very well. Or maybe it's been worn because she's been here too long. You're not sure. It doesn't look fresh applied.
Looking over her, can I see that wound? The five-pointed.
Yes, hers is right in her stomach.
Okay. I'm gonna ask her. So you said that you were in the market reward. Can I ask what time it was that you were attacked?
Obviously, it was late afternoon. I don't do well in the sun. It's bad for my complexion.
Okay, for what it's worth, I've only been in this town for 2 days, but does it seem like everybody does their wandering around town in late afternoon?
Yeah, I would think so.
No. In fact, most people do their wandering around early morning and spend late afternoon relaxing, so they can enjoy the cool air.
I was about to say, it's a desert town. Definitely not in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Right. The middle of the day has the least number of people around. But the early morning and later generally have more people. Evening is when this city really comes alive.
I was going to say the night market must be bumping.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yep.
So can I ask, did you what sort of senses did you hear or see anything before you were attacked, or?
I did sense a rather odd smell there. There seemed to be something almost umbroiled. I'm not quite sure. It seemed smoky. And all of a sudden there was this loud clanking. I turned around and then there was this masked bandit, which for some reason I knew who it was. I've never heard of this masked bandit, but all of a sudden I knew it was this Iron Masked Bandit, the legendary one from ages ago. I don't read any of that crap, so I don't have any idea where it came from. But it's like I knew. And there he was. He stabbed me right in the stomach with this weird baton that opened up like a flower. There were these 5 spikes on it. After a short period of time, he kicked me over and ran off. And then I briefly saw him disappear into smoke in the alley.
He disappeared into smoke?
Yes. As he ran into the shadows, he kind of, poof, gone. Well, her one hand goes, poof, and the snake kind of goes...
Can we do an Arcana check on that? Me as a player knows of a magic item that can do that, but I don't know if my character would.
Arcana checks.
Good. That's not the worst.
13 in my end.
12.
Okay. Okay.
Anna, have you ever heard of anything like this?
Ooh,
19.
Holy shit.
I was gonna say for an Arcana check, that's gonna be a 24. So I
Hashke
had
has
done well better.
Okay. Hazel and Coby, you're not really sure. Anna and Hashke, you can think of several magic, and one particular group of monks that train in the arts of shadow can do this.
Oh, okay. So this sounds a bit like Ninja Vanish.
Could be.
A shadow step. Shadow
Yeah.
jaunt.
All right. So
Yeah.
Anna's gonna get a really thoughtful look on her face.
You can think of the effect called shadow jaunt specifically, Anna. Hashke, you know of all the magic items do this, and you've heard of the group of monks that can do it. You're not sure how they do it, but you know they can jump around from shadow to shadow.
So would I also know the kinds of groups or cabals that might employ this kind of technique if I know the name of it?
You would know that there's a group of monks that do it, but you wouldn't know of the cabal of them or who they
Yeah,
serve.
you don't know anybody here.
Right. Well, I mean, I've been here for a little while now, and I've been doing research, so I might have run across this kind of.
Yeah, there's perhaps some groups of them that skulk about that, perhaps organization of sorts, but they don't have a specific name that comes to mind. Not even with the 24.
Okay, so I'll ask the others then. It's like, do you guys know of any kind of like secret, like warrior caste monasteries or anything that might deal with shadow stepping?
If we knew
Do
about
we?
them, they
Dark
would be
magic.
secret.
I don't know what the check was, but I got a nat 1 for it.
History, maybe? Ah, shite.
Katrina, I've already sent you a message in chat.
I also got a nat 1.
You don't need to roll, Katrina. Your class, you access to the information that lets you know what they are. I sent you the information in chat.
Oh, okay.
I did not roll on that one, but there's a 7 plus whatever, so I want to know either.
Close to an at one in this particular instance.
Can you not? I'm doing a thing.
Man, and he will.
I am taking notes right now, my boy.
Quite a story you got going there.
Rude. So I know of a couple. I know of the Death Hand. And those are not the same as the Black Hand, correct? Okay. And then there's also the Shadow Guild. Do I know if either of them are involved in any sort of creepy blood science magic shit?
Not either of those fit that.
Okay.
So unless it's a rogue member, it's probably not someone
Yeah.
who fits either guilds.
Okay.
Shadow Guild is a nickname for that one that you told me.
Okay.
The one you already knew about.
Okay.
Well, okay, so I'll ask the question then. Do either of these organizations that you're thinking of have any kind of known presence in the Myriad Mountains?
Do they?
Both of them have presence in the city.
Great.
Although the Death's Hand you know of, Hazel, is kind of rare. People don't really like them. They're kind of assassins that more seek immortals. So none of these people count as immortals, so probably not them. You know that the Shadow Guild or whatever else I told earlier that I can't remember right now offhand. What did I taste?
I just know of the Black Hand. And...
Black Hand, sorry. The Black Hand and the Shadow Guild,
Okay.
whatever you want. They're the same, one and the same. They are into just a level of illegal, illicit, or black market activity anywhere across the world. They have their greasy hands into just about everything.
But they particularly
don't-
hate undead, correct?
No.
No. Okay.
Death's Hand does, but the Black Hand and the Shadow Guild do not.
Okay.
Black Hand Shadow Guild, they don't really care.
Okay.
They just want to sell you illegal goods, or to enslave you, or to sell you slaves,
Oh,
Okay.
boy.
or to sell you slaves with illegal goods inside them. Either way.
I am gonna ask for clarification and see if I can get the exact place in the market where this person was attacked.
I was attacked in the South Ward,
Mm-hmm.
the market part.
Do you remember like what shops were nearby or anything like that?
There was a shop nearby that sold herbs.
And you don't remember the name of it or anything of what the
No, not offhand. Sorry, I'm not interested
Okay.
in crap.
Okay,
When I'm immune to poison, tea does nothing for you.
that's understandable.
Nothing
I
starts my day better than a nice cyanide coffee.
Yeah, okay. That's
Not the wood drink, but definitely a Yonti drink of sorts.
I'm sorry. Good God, he's just growling at me, just sitting in his bed, mutilated. And can you think of anything else that would be useful for us to know in this investigation, or
Anything else that maybe the normal law wouldn't have caught or noticed or care about trying to identify this person? Something that they smelled or sounded or anything they had on them.
The law didn't really seem to be too interested, just that it wasn't the killing. They just want to make sure there wasn't someone killed. That's really pretty much all they care about. Nobody
Yes,
was
but I mean
killed.
identifying marks about
Don't.
the assailant.
No, not really. Just the metal boot and metal mask. Those seemed very off. The rest of his outfit just seemed rather formal and black. Mostly black.
okay? That does
I'm
help.
guessing he does most of his work at night or late afternoon.
Wait, say that again.
I'm guessing most of his work is done at night or late afternoon. No way he's walking around in daylight with all that black clothing on.
You should be wearing dark blue. Black stands out like anything at night.
Yeah, no, this was really helpful. Can I ask if we have any other follow-up questions? Can we follow up with you somewhere?
I'll probably be here another week.
Okay.
If I complain enough, they give me the good meat, so I'm going to milk this as long as I can.
I cannot blame you.
Where might your cosmetics shop be at?
Oh, I just sell it and then. It pays the bills. Interested?
Maybe in the future.
She says with a fangy grin. Well, you know where to find me next week, dearie. Otherwise, I'll find you.
That's not ominous.
Okay.
As we're sort of walking out, I'm looking at Coby. I'm like, did you see anything on her chart interesting?
Oh. I doubt it.
Okay.
Nothing that stood out other than extraordinarily large levels of cyanide in the blood.
Okay.
It's large levels of what in the blood?
Cyanide.
Cyanide. Huh. Okay.
I was wondering if it's any. I'm wondering why he stabs them in different places.
I don't.
So I guess it could just be wherever
Not that good with it.
is opportune.
I mean, if a mugger is mugging somebody, do they consistently stab them in the same spot?
Well, she did
I
say that he
mean-
had a kind of like practiced grace with the thing. I mean, maybe he did know what he was doing, and maybe it is a deliberate play.
Well, if it's just
My
getting
question
blood,
though
you
is,
can
I
get that
want
anywhere.
to see two
Typically,
things.
an assassin is going to know where is the most painful place to strike.
Yeah, but what if they're not going for pain? What if they're just trying to get something?
If they
That's the thing. They're trying to get blood.
But why would they just be trying to hurt them? Anyway,
That's
what
the
I wanna
thing that
see-
I'm wondering.
I need to
Okay,
see a
so-
map of the city, and I need to see pins where the attacks are happening. Like she's thinking cartographically now. Like she
We
wants
will
to
we
get,
will do that
wants
in a
to do
minute.
that.
We got to actually figure out where it is. We've only got 2 data points right now. It's useless with just this.
Right, but we can go back to the precinct or the Slayer's headquarters and read the reports from the prior attacks.
They didn't. Nobody interrogated these people. The Slayers haven't talked to them.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
Another thing about this is the really big issue I have with it is that this person's obviously a trained assassin. It doesn't matter if they're part of any of those guilds or hands or whatever you call them or not. They haven't killed any of these. It'd be a lot easier for them to kill them after they got the blood. You would think.
I don't think this is an assassination. I think this is some kind of a science project.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
We already...
Each victim has been a different race, correct?
Yeah, about that. Is there anything that we have around here in the demographics that isn't or hasn't been hit yet? I think that's an important clue.
Yeah, we've got to look at the list and
We've got to see
go
what's not
through
been
and
targeted.
see.
I have an idea about that.
We might
One
be
second.
best served by splitting up.
We might be able to bait the target.
Okay, we'll talk amongst
That's the other
ourselves.
thing I was thinking.
Role play
Yeah.
amongst yourselves for a minute. I'll be right back.
So, like, we have a couple of things that we could do. We have to go to the market ward. This is where so far all of the attacks are happening, and I'm assuming it's going to be consistent with all of the victims. So somebody has to go scout out the market ward, ideally at mid-noon or at late afternoon. Because the other thing is I want to see if I want to know if this person is using shadows or an item, because if they're using an item, they might not necessarily have to depend on shadows. Because if it depends on shadows, some of the danger might be mitigated if people are always carrying lanterns with them. That might be a thing to tell people.
I mean, it would be good defensively, but I'd rather just as soon apprehend or
I
put down
would
the
too, but this person's attacked 22 people. They have a plan. They've been doing this for a while. It's
Sure.
not going to be easy to track them down, and they have a plan. This is the same person who stole the Einrich tapes. I'm certain now. The Einrich tapes and the boot and the mask all went missing at the same time. Now we have a guy who's going around taking blood from dozens of different races and also happens to be wearing the stuff that was stolen when the Einrich tapes were stolen.
I think that part was pretty clear, which brings me back to my second point. What I would like to do is I would like to sort of construct a map of likely spots where they're going to get picked up, and then I want to be able to disguise myself as one of the races that doesn't have a victim yet, be a prime target, and draw them out. And you can post
The
out.
other thing,
Coby leans over to Anna and says, "I'm pretty sure they don't have Tiefling yet."
that's true.
I would look very surprised. Like, do we have a list somewhere?
That's actually what I was going to say. One of us needs to get down to
that list
the
from the
town
hospital
hall.
would have all the ones so far, correct?
That's the thing. That's the other thing, though. Somebody needs to get down to town hall, see if we can get records of a census. So if we know which races are targeted next, we can tell those people to stay inside.
Yeah, I
Do we have
suggested all
copies of
that
Iron's old work?
last session.
Oh, really? The thing with the census?
Yep.
We were going to do that last session.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. We just forgot.
So,
So that's probably the next thing on our list, right?
Yeah, we were going to look at the city census.
but we also need a copy of
And somebody
Iron's
got drunk.
so that we can refer back to what it is that it needs.
We don't have the tapes. We already took them back. I listened to most of them more than I would like. But, I mean, for all we know, he's freestyling at this point.
I think
Oh,
that's
what's up?
if he's following a
Freestyling.
process, some sort of scientific method, then freestyling is not going to be part of this equation.
Another thing we might want to consider is if this is an organization or this Black Hand or whatever one of those groups were, that mask, whoever wears it, is the Iron Bandit, but it doesn't mean it's always the same Iron Bandit every time.
That's true. And the mask hides every aspect about you other than the mask.
But it's also that iron boot consistently.
Wait, that's right. It is always the same person. You can't take that boot off, can you?
You mentioned
It's
this.
cursed. I'm like flipping through my shit. I genuinely can't remember. I have it written down. Cursed boot can't be removed.
Unless they have removed curse and are considering it useful enough to use all the time like that for some reason.
Or they forged replicas for everybody to wear.
But that would also explain the need for the teleportation, because I think I remember reading that the boot makes you worse at sneaking. It gives you disadvantage on stealth checks.
Oh yeah, I could make
So
that
they
in like
can't-
2 hours. I could make
They
one boot.
can't. Yeah, I know, but this is why they're using the teleport thing, because they can't physically sneak up on somebody. They have to take as few steps as possible, because the moment they take a step, you hear it. That's the clanking that the woman described. Okay, so the plans are we have to get a map of the city. You have to go to City Hall or whatever and get a census to see who is in danger next. And somebody has to go scope out the marketplace.
How about,
And then somebody's got to talk to the victims.
How about Anna and I go to the market?
Yeah, that works out.
Hashke, do you want to come with me, or do you want to go check the census records?
I'll go to the census.
Okay. We've all got radios, so if you hear anything, learn anything spectacularly important.
I text you.
Sure, whatever that means.
That is seriously a cantrip we need. And,
Which one, light?
no, the
Text
one
message.
No, the Ravnica one,
Message.
where you can
In
like
code.
get the code message out of their head.
Yeah, in
Oh.
code.
Ah,
It'd be a text in a way.
what class gets that?
Yes.
It's a guild spell.
Oh, okay.
You
What's
got to
it
be a
called?
member of the
House
Is
Demir.
it-
It's called in
Dimir.
code.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, they're
Code?
the sneaky assassin-y kind of people.
Code
They're
thought?
information brokers.
Spies as well. Divination wizards, I think, are a big one there.
Well, their whole big shtick right now is information brokers, because, you know, the whole assassins not being legal thing. The information broker is their legitimacy thing for why they're still allowed to be a guild.
But that cantrip is nice because you can switch off, or not switch off. You can combine it with another spell, like you use detect dots, and you're like, so don't think about the guy you were going to kill and how you're going to do it, and then you can cast the cantrip, and you immediately get what they were thinking about on the little ribbon contract.
The other thing that it's really useful for is you can, once you get that memory, you can inscribe a memory. You can do a phrase or you can do a memory. Once you take that, if you have that and then you use modify memory, yours still works and they don't remember it. So it's actually a thing they use within the guild often, where you'll go on missions and you don't actually remember what happened because you went on your mission, you told your superior what you did, and then they erased your memory so that you can't tell anyone.
And no one can get it off of you the same way that you get them off
Perfect
of you.
spies.
Yeah.
It's so creepy and wonderful.
Sorry. It took longer
Okay,
than I thought.
so Coby and Anna are going to the marketplace to, I guess, stake it out, survey.
Yep. Not sure if they got Gnome or Tiefling. That's the main reason he's thinking that.
And I think they're going to the census, get the census data to figure out
Okay.
what all is in the city to hit and what hasn't been hit yet.
Hashke, do you want company or do you think you'd be fine on your own?
I mean, I'm reading a census. It's going to be long, slow, and dry.
I will continue on with the interviewing the victims then.
You also know the town guard like Housecape, so they'll probably let him just walk right in and get the information. You're not sure they get to the rest of you.
That's fair. And
The entire
I guess
out of the city are all Victor Luck.
I did the Victorlock handshake.
Yay, racism.
I'm certain that you two are fine, but do you need any money to buy a really well zoomed in map of the marketplace?
I think I will just go for a walk, actually. And she's going to beam a bright smile because she has cartographer's tools and proficiency. in it.
Okay.
So she's going to go make her own damn maps.
All right. Right. You're also, as you kind of wander around the city, Coby and Anna, You really don't think that this city is consistent enough for there to be an app on a regular basis. There are only a few permanent structures, and a lot of the rest of the city looks as though it's made out of this strange material, like a clay-like structure that's together, and they can actually take it apart, move it, and put it together somewhere else pretty easily. So those in the city kind of shift and move about rather constantly. Maybe because the sands also shift and move about, and there might suddenly be a dune in front of your house all of a sudden that's just not going anywhere anytime soon. You need to move your house around or change where your front door is.
Ooh.
Very adaptable. Good thing.
The
Adaptability is probably
only few structures you see that are permanent are some gubernatorial buildings, some fortresses that look reinforced like old fortress material from long ago, and the very large solid metal astral clock tower that everyone talks about. And a few magic shops. There's a few like magic shops that are literally floating off the ground, like moons floating this large structure. So there's a lot of that going on. So there's probably a few of those that don't move much because they're not really touching the sand.
I was going to say, is all the things that I would expect to move around, a magic shop would probably be top of the list.
Yep, quite a few of them. Alchemists also have a tendency to do the same thing.
How tall was that clock tower, would you say?
It's the tallest building in the entire city.
Does it have a good view of the market?
Nope.
Damn.
The second tallest building in the entire city does.
Okay, we might check that one then. Oh, what building is that?
It's called the North Tower.
North Tower.
It's called the North Tower.
What's it on the north
It's
of?
conveniently not in the north part of the city anymore, but you think the city kind of grew around the fortress. So maybe it's the north part of the fortress is the reason it has that name.
Ah.
Of which it is, actually. The
So-
north part of the fortress.
So I'm assuming Ina and Coby are going to go exploring, around the time the sun's setting, right?
All right, I'm going to be
Okay.
using some investigation rolls and see if I can find any splashes of blood or signs that there might have been an assault in any given location.
We should stay near any
You,
herbalism shops.
yeah.
Consistently, it's always been attacks around there.
Okay. You and Coby give me 3 investigation checks as a group. You need to get higher, 3 each. You need to get a total of 3 successes higher than 12.
Nat 20 on the first one.
Okay?
Okay, I
So
failed.
it's an investigation roll, is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I failed the
Okay,
first one.
25
Just past the second one.
and a 18 and 13.
I passed 2 for 3.
Okay. Together, you seem to triangulate where you believe both of those stories you have occurred. And it is an alley that is next to a group of, looks like mobile buildings that shift and move around, obviously. And they are built near the North Tower.
Okay.
And there is an alley that seems to lead directly towards North Tower.
There's a what
In
that seems
fact,
to lead directly towards North
That
Tower?
ends on North
A path.
Tower, the alley.
So there's like a direct line of sight in the alleyway from the North Tower to this spot.
And it's right next to an herbalist.
Oh. Okay,
That's
I would
what
like to
you find. So that takes a while. You guys do a lot of searching around and looking to find that. This is big, and there's a lot of stuff here and a lot of distractions. So this takes a while for you to do because there is always something in this market that might make you go, oh, what's that? Even though you're in the middle of an investigation because you've never seen it before.
That
So
sounds like me,
there's
yeah.
a lot of that going on in this market. It takes a while. So you're doing that. Hashke, you get in the main gubernatorial building, one of the only other permanent structures. It is a fortress that you know is one of the old forts that was built here ages ago to survive in the sands. The guards that kind of patrol the city officially all kind of set up fort here. And you go in and ask for like a census of different people that live in the city. You get information. You comb through the boring information for quite an extensive period of time. and you do find something rather odd. There appear to be all manner of different species that live in the city, and one dragon that is listed in the census as being quote-unquote tamed. And it lists where the dragon's address is specifically. And then it has a notation to it that says, keep an eye on this building. This may be a problem if this gets loose.
Clarification, in your world, dragons are more like drakes, correct? They're not all intelligent?
They're like giant fire-breathing snake dogs
Okay.
that have wings, usually.
But none of the victims so far have been beasts. They've all been humanoids.
Yep.
Well, as far as we can tell.
Well, I mean,
who's going to
humanoid-ish.
report necessarily that their cat got murdered by a bandit with a fucking stabby wand?
I mean, like a stabby
Right.
flower thing is
And-
probably pretty distinctive.
Right. And you, Hazel, what were you doing while everyone's doing all this? You were searching for more clues and interrogating people?
Yes, I was interviewing the victims.
Okay.
To speed it up, basically, you know, the sort of questions that I was asking. So if there's
Right.
like individual ones where it's like, this guy knows a lot, you can zoom in on that one.
A lot of the people give you a generalized attack area that seems to centralize their attacks mostly around the South Market Ward. Somewhere around there or in that area. Not all of them say they were near an herbalist, but one particular person seems to stand out. An orc, a full-blooded orc, the blacksmith that works in the city, and he kind of looks your as you kind of ask questions. This man, he seemed to attack with proficiency in his weapons. His movements were that of someone who was proficient in combat. If I had to pick something, I would say he's one of those monks. His moves are too fluid to be a fighter. A soldier would not move like that.
Classist.
Did you hear him?
Yes, I did.
We hear our fighters right here. We don't use any of that key talk around here. You take your punchies somewhere else.
Classify what he wore. Though the iron boot seems counterintuitive to his stealth, it did give him a rather ominous approach.
Yeah, so you definitely heard him clanking from a bit of ways, yeah?
Yes, although it seemed to be right with me rather suddenly. It was rather odd. I have a pretty keen hearing when it comes to combat. I should have heard him before.
And I'll be honest, I'm not exactly from this town. I haven't spent a ton of time here. Would you say that the majority of the marketplace is shadowed at the time of your attack during mid-afternoon?
Yes, there's a lot of overhead covers that are put out at different times. Normally late afternoon, everyone puts one up to create a cool area.
That's understandable. Yeah, no, that certainly helps. I thank you. Is there anything else that you can think of that might be useful?
Just his movements.
Okay.
They all seem too proficient.
Mm-hmm. And now this fellow is like back to work and business as usual at this point.
Away.
Okay. Does he look like he makes arrowheads?
Yes.
Cool. I'm gonna be like, okay. So now I've asked all that I need. I was wondering if I could ask a question as a customer. I have this strange new metal that I have encountered that I was hoping to have turned into arrowheads. I'm gonna show him the Baturian steel.
He looks at it and he poison.
Like I'd be careful, make sure you don't poke yourself with them.
Picks it up. What? Oh shit.
Well, I'm dead. Which, by the way,
seems like regular steel, but there's some sort of composition to it. Ah, the metal is cooled. It appears in some sort of venom, a poison. So I could forge this into probably 10 arrowheads.
okay, I have shit.
He says, looking at one of the spikes.
I think I have 3 of them. Yeah, 3 pounds of Batorian steel. So I assume it's like
Okay.
the big,
Did you want?
chunky things.
Yep, it's like an iron spike.
30 Batorian steel arrowheads.
Yep.
Hella.
Anna is going to kind of.
You're not there.
Where are you? Oh.
You're specifically not there.
Oh, that's right. Ah, shit. That's fucked up.
Like, I specifically actually messaged this with Kevin earlier, and I'm like, wait, shit, you can't make arrowheads.
You're Obi staining right now. You know that, right?
Huh?
You're Obadiah staining. You're
I'm
selling at the table.
not selling it to anybody. I am fucking Batmaning. This is my kryptonite, bitches.
Right.
Nice.
And then I'm going to make my way back to Hashke. Wait, would you say where would the like basis for the town guard be? Would that be in the same general area where he is?
Fortress, right over there. He points to the nearby giant fortress.
Okay, then I'm gonna head that way.
You head over towards Greystone Fort, as the nickname is, because it's made out of stone. They're not very good at naming things around here. And you generally get towards the area, and you happen to come over to the building as you see Hashke walking out.
Oh, hey, what'd you find, buddy?
Here's the demographics as of the last census. There's also a dragon in town.
There's a what now?
Dragon. Lizard.
Yeah, I know what a dragon is.
Hmm.
They have that on the census?
You count everything that's living, apparently.
I mean, they don't count the cows and the cats.
No, they did.
Wait, what?
That's right there.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
okay.
did.
All right, never mind.
So apparently they hate cats. They keep counting the same one night.
They like lay out food for him to count them, and he just keeps circling the block and coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. You see, you think the numerical value of cats might be proportionally incorrect. As several of the cats seem to somehow have the same description.
So I'm going to go talk to, I guess, whoever is the head of the guard in this town. I'm pretty certain at this point that everybody in the market ward is going to want to be carrying lanterns with them. Pretty certain at this point that the fellow we're chasing is some kind of shadow monk and is jumping shadow to shadow.
Making light would produce more shadow.
Fuck, that's right.
As they say in Kingdom Hearts,
It would leave a
closer you
shadow
get to the
perfectly
light, the
behind
stronger
them.
the back shadow becomes.
Shit, it would.
Yeah.
It's such a cheesy line, but it works.
Yeah.
There is really no way to get around that in this town, is there?
Nope.
You need bright lights all shining from overhead down. So stay indoors with
Yeah.
a lot of light. And I don't know if they have that kind of bright lights in town.
I mean,
Maybe some of the rich
options
people who can afford electricity.
The options are basically carry the lantern on the head so that there is a perfect radius and the only shadow is on top of you, or don't have the coverings, which is not going to happen because they can't. It's a fucking desert town. They can't do that.
So you're proposing headlamps.
I mean, it's not going to work, but I can at least warn them. I'm actually going to radio you guys if the range will reach.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any idea exactly where in Market Ward is the best place, is the most likely area being targeted?
Oh, I think we have a pretty fair idea. Wouldn't you say, Coby?
Yeah, we're looking right at it.
Or it's looking
Cool.
right
Can you
at
give me
us.
the name of it? I'm gonna go talk to the head of the captain of the guard here.
It's the second tallest building in the city, I think.
Like they're in the second tallest building?
So I'll give her like an angle of direction relative to the northern tower.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So like the alleys and surrounding streets nearest to.
Yeah, it's a dead shot from the tower. So if you just
Okay.
go to the base and find this alley, we're right down the end.
Yeah, one of
Cool.
the alleys was called Slut Street. It was really weird.
Fantastic. That's a wonderful name for a street.
Mhm.
So I guess we'll meet you there, guys, there shortly. I'm gonna go talk to the captain of the guard then, or whoever will talk to me. Hashke, they'd like you a lot better. Do you want to come with me?
Sure.
And then we're gonna go into the.
Okay. You go into the guard building, and the guards all give you a dirty look. They kind of wave at Hashke and say, "How's it going?" They don't even talk to you or acknowledge you walking in. And as you walk over to the head of the guard, he looks over at Hashke and says, "I'll help you," completely ignoring the fact that you're standing in the room.
Yeah. Investigating the attacks by
Yeah,
the
you got a fucking role play now, dude.
Iron Masked Bandit. We think
Yes.
we know potentially where his next attack could be. It is that location.
It seems to be the central point for where all the attacks have come from.
Well, so no, he's targeting
Be a good place to look.
one of each species or race within the city. So,
Well, maybe this will help. He sets down a piece of paper on the desk. That's all the people that were attacked.
Yeah.
He also has listing what species are next to it.
Yeah, so
You
we
notice matching this up with the consensus, the two of you come to the conclusion the only thing that hasn't been attacked is the dragon.
That's going to be hard for me to imitate.
do they have Gnome on there?
Yep. Gnome and Tiefling.
Wow. Okay.
Oh god, thank goodness you guys got here. We got attacked.
Are there any repeats?
Nope. Not a single one. Every species was attacked once.
Does it have a current address for this dragon fellow?
Yep.
Yes, the census that Hashke has the address written next to it, and the print next to this address says, be wary of this location. If it's loose, this is a problem.
And does it happen? No, we'll just go there.
So do you think we should go in the tower and then like have them catch up, or?
You want to meet at the tower?
I mean,
What do you
are
wanna
you
meet up?
radioing that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I was asking Anna this first.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what their plan is.
Okay,
What are you-
and then we radio it.
Nigel, what you doing?
Not much. Working on a new robot. Anyway, sorry.
All right.
Where is this
Anything else
address
I can
for
help
this?
you with?
Where is this address for this dragon located in respect to South Ward and in the Market Ward?
It is located in
I fucking
the
speak
central of the
Mixalock.
city.
You're just an asshole.
Yes.
In the central ward.
In the central ward. Okay.
Okay, so not that far away, but not in the same ward.
North of South Ward, of course. Center Ward is the very center of the city, where the Astral Clock Tower is. It's also located next to a circus that is currently in town, and the circus's address is where the dragon is.
Oh, great.
It's a circus? Great.
Uh-huh.
Afro circus.
I will stab you. No.
I will hex every clown. I find.
Yeah, I thank the guard and basically just let him know you might want to put a little bit more security in this area. I don't think there's much that can stop this guy from getting around.
He looks over at you blankly as if you're talking to a wall, and looks over at Hashke and says, "All right, thanks. You can go now."
I leave, very frustrated.
And you leave feeling fairly offended he didn't even acknowledge your existence.
Does Hashke like take his privilege card and put it back in his wallet?
I know what it feels like, white person.
Wow.
So, do we want to go meet up with those guys, or do we want to head straight to the dragon? No, let's go meet up with them.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We
So-
go meet. at
Oh
the
shit!
dragon.
It's right on the way too.
Hey, did you guys go see? I heard something about a dragon.
Yeah, we're going there now.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you say radio, like how big is this thing?
Is it like a World War II radio where it's like a backpack and you got like the little speaker thing on it?
You're basically, the earpiece is like a thing that you hold up to your ear. You can kind of go like this and talk with it, and then you're not there the whole time, but it does kind of fit. Yeah, kind of like that.
Sweet.
Okay.
It's about like a Nokia.
Yes,
Oh, cool. We can use it to.
it has an antenna
Damage
that comes
weapons.
off the side awkwardly, and then a mouthpiece that you talk into.
Okay.
And you can play Snake on it.
Fucking love that game. Yeah, so we go meet up at the tower then, I suppose.
Okay. You walk about 5 minutes, and you encounter Anna and Coby standing next to an alley that is next to an herbalist.
Okay, this is convenient.
We don't have time for that.
No,
You know,
the
afterwards
fucking,
we
God
could.
damn it, Hashke.
Actually, now I think about it here.
This is probably the shop that the UNT woman mentioned.
Coby
I'm good.
hands
I drank some tea earlier.
Kobe hands Hashke all the happy leaf he has.
Lower quality, but it's still good.
Yeah, it passes, I guess.
I mean, you gotta look for the little hairs. If they're red, you know,
Ew. Anyway.
that's good stuff.
So
He probably has more experience with this than you do.
So apparently
Clearly.
there's a circus in town, and
Yes.
there's a dragon there.
Hey, wait, excuse me, what?
Yep, that's
Nope.
that's the word I
The
said.
dragon and the circus are at the same area. Not necessarily the dragon is part of the circus. Possibly,
Possibly, I'm not sure.
but that is not confirmed.
I can just see it now with a rainbow afro.
Mm-hmm. And dancing zebras.
Polka dot scales.
Mhm.
I'm horrified. Let's not go there.
Shame. But
Just kidding. Let's see what's going on.
All right.
yeah, so we're heading that way.
Okay.
Actually,
Do you
hang on,
also share the information that the dragon is the only thing that hasn't been
Yes.
attacked in
yeah,
the entire
on the way.
Yeah,
We're
apparently
in-
they've already attacked a gnome and a tiefling.
Oh, that's convenient.
The
Uh,
gnome was named Monterey Jack Sparks.
Monterey.
Swiss Flint. Huh?
Okay. All
Actually, you do
gnomes
remember an
named
Uncle Monterey Jack.
Crikey.
You do remember having an Uncle Monterey Jack in the city.
Good old Aunt
He
Pepper.
tells a lot of jokes, but they're notoriously cheesy.
Ah-ha!
um,
Because our one viewer.
on the way, I was thinking, is there a place that I could stop and get something to the effect of like a zip line? Because it occurs to me I have a grapple hook, but if I'm going from a high height, yeah. Basically, I was thinking if we're in the North Tower and we see some shit, I would like to get down to the ground.
So you want
easy.
Coby to build you a gun that you can put a grappling hook in, shoot to attach to a building so you can swing from building to building?
No, I already have that. What I want is something that can go from a higher height to a low. Well, I guess I could just do that.
I've been working on this strange
Yeah.
stringy fluid that's like really durable. Maybe you could just like I could put it into like a wrist gauntlet and you can like fire
That
it.
would be amazing.
Yeah, you could possibly do that.
Yeah, but I've already got the I'll just use the grapple hook at that point if I need it.
I don't know.
By the way,
The wonderful
if you
tool.
did make a spider web gauntlet, it would function as a diesel punk item and would only have a limited number of uses per day. You had to let it recharge.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
if you've seen Into the Spider-Verse yet, but the
Not
LA
yet.
Noir
No.
spider guy, he has a gun for his web thing. He like literally
That's
like
Nice.
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 I was kind of looking at spider climb boots when I was
slippers.
doing my
More for
shopping a few minutes ago.
Batman, though.
They're slippers.
Yeah, but like they're cool.
They don't work as shoes. They have to be slippers.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
they are slippers.
So, like, you shuffle around.
And they
in the
do have a
morning and
spidery look. They do have a spidery look to them.
But I guess we're heading to this address.
All right.
You head to the address that the dragon was reported to locate at. And it's not in the circus, it's right next to it. On top of a building, you see a large metal cage that has a dragon moving around in it. The dragon occasionally breathes gouts of flame out and they're very happy that it's in a cage that's not too terribly big for such a large creature. It does have room to move around, so it's not uncomfortable, but you think maybe this is some sort of, you're not entirely sure, display of power or wealth. It's on top of some sort of opulent-looking mansion. Most of the mansion's roof and everything else is kind of made of obviously some sort of ceramic or metal, so it's not going to be caught on fire by the dragon breathing on it. Dragon pretty much has access to any level of the roof on this building, so you think assaulting this building from the roof would be impossible with the dragon. The dragon doesn't look malnourished, though. It looks pretty well fed. It has gray scales, most of the dragons do, kind of ashen gray colored scales. Its wings are also the same kind of ashen color and very bat-like.
Would it be safe to assume those that get a death sentence are just thrown into cage?
Probably. You think that
So
that's also a means of killing people? There is a staircase that goes right up to the side of the cage.
I would like to approach the cage.
did you want to knock on the front door first and talk to the person who tends this fellow?
I'm
Or-
just. No, we have the badge. We're just gonna go walk on into the circus.
You walk over to the side mansion. The dragon immediately knows you walking to the staircase, turns that direction, and breathes fire at you. It doesn't hit you, but it's fire your direction.
What is she breathing?
And it kind of roars at you and kind of holds onto the cage and lashes a hand at you like a cat that's stuck in the cage and is just trying to attack you but can't reach you.
Yeah, I'm going to stand outside of the swipe range. Does this look familiar to me from, like my travels? Is this like a specific breed of draconian that I've seen before?
No. This looks unlike any other dragon you've seen. It looks more Drake-like than dragon. It's definitely a dragon of some sort. You see no intelligence behind the eyes, only feral cat rage.
Art student.
Are there like any spots on him that have like 5 piercing marks?
Nope.
Okay. Does it look
Its
like
scales look akin to that of armor. It would be difficult to pierce underneath them.
Well, sure, difficult, but not impossible. I'm gonna go around and look and see if there's a handler nearby.
I'm knocking
You
on
don't
the
see one
front door.
nearby, but you do see Hazel knocking on the front door as you come down off the stairs. As you come down off the stairs, another gout of flame kind of burns behind you.
There's a door? Oh, this was a
It's
circus.
the top of a fucking building.
It's a tent, they're right? It's a circus.
No,
Next
no,
door
circus
is the tent.
next door.
Oh, the tent's next door. You knock on the front door, and
Weirdos.
a warforged is standing at the behind the front door. He opens the door, and he seems to be wearing what's going to be a butler's suit. greetings. How may I assist you?
Hi, I'm Hazel Harding. We're with the Slayers. I was wondering if I could talk to the owner of that magnificent beast. Or caretaker. The dragon.
Here to speak about Sparky. Very well. Come indoors.
Sparky?
Hazel is begrudgingly amused.
Master, there are people here to speak to you about Sparky from the Slayers. Very well.
I'm gonna turn to the rest of you. I'm like, does one of us want to stay and watch the dragon, considering it's pretty close to stabbing time? Or is it still? Or is it later in the evening?
Very much stabbing time.
Yeah.
Maybe the people with good night vision want to watch it.
Coby's like looking at his watch, and like instead of the numbers, it just says stabbing time. It's spinning wildly counterclockwise. Yep.
Oh my god, you would make a fantastic illusionist. Like, so much.
Yeah.
Like I said, and as you figured out with that Triton Bard, do not let me use illusion magic. Anyway. Coby's like, all right, yeah, I'll babysit the lizard thing. The dragon.
Okay. Starts to get dark out. Shadows start to lengthen. The circus is well lit, but outside there's a lot of shadows.
Coby.
Wow, not a lot of shadows for you.
Coby gets maybe as close as Santa did, maybe, and he's just like, so, what's up? The dragon.
Give me a handle animal check.
Oh wow. Okay, wait. I gotta get my character sheet. Alright, let's see how good he is at that. Oh, he is so good at that. Dirty 20.
Nice.
It doesn't swipe at you or breathe fire at you. It kind of sits near the side of the cage and makes what you would imagine is some sort of purring noise. Sounds like growling.
Dang it, donkey!
Wow.
I'm just imagining that.
It's a combination of purring and growling.
I'm just imagining that sound like big cats make when they growl, when they purr, where it's basically an engine.
Yes,
but it's a dragon,
like
so
that.
It's even bigger than that.
But it's a huge-sized dragon.
Oh, it's huge. Shit, I was thinking a drake, like medium-sized.
No.
Okay.
No, this dragon is huge-sized. Coming down the staircase inside the house, those of you not being purred at by the dragon, is a man in what looks to be kind of almost gold and red robes. You're not sure if they're bathrobes or wizard first. The dark color to his skin indicates he is dull standing in his area he's from. As he comes down the stairs, he goes, "I'm glad you have come to here. It is always nice to talk about my pet. What can I tell you? Go fetch us some drinks."
We think it might be in danger.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Who is stupid enough to attack my dragon? He says,
The
half
Iron
laughing.
Mask bended. He has attacked one of every species in town except for dragon. So that's probably
That is unfortunate. How is he getting to all these people?
We're pretty sure he has the capability to teleport. I would not be surprised if he has the capability to climb your walls with very little difficulty.
Though he's got a big iron boot that's a bit noisy. Boom, boom, boom.
That seems counterintuitive to his stealth, but ominous if he wishes to make an impression.
That is accurate. I'm not entirely sure the boot thing was intentional, but
Maybe he accidentally put cursed boot on. I am aware of this boot. It's funny. Oh, Apparently, the dwarves thought it was good humor. There was once large amounts of them all over the place. Dwarves thought it was funny. Put on metal shoe, make loud clanking noise. It was good times. I read about it in old dwarven book.
I'm sorry. I'm just
They
picturing.
were quite the pranksters.
I'm just picturing now like dwarven children. And they got like 2 on, and they're just like waddling like a penguin with these boots too big for them, but they can't take them off.
Right.
Interesting. All right.
Notorious pranksters, these dwarves of old.
Yeah, so I was we just wanted to let you know that we're wondering perhaps we could sort of stick around in the area and hopefully try and catch this individual in the act. Hopefully
That seems
before
like a
he
good
gets barbecued so that he can be held accountable for his crimes.
Should I turn on lights outside?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because I'm like
I
the
will.
lights
I
would
will
just
have
make more
lights
shadows, but
done outside.
Yeah, and if you have any place, if you would permit it, if we could perhaps like get higher up onto your roof.
If you wish to get close to Sparky, you are more than welcome. Although I would not recommend getting close if you smell like brimstone. It is bad idea. Really upset his stomach.
Good to know.
Okay.
That's so specific. It's very concerning.
Brimstone makes him upset stomach.
Yes. I had the Tiefling fellow who went up there to say hello the other day. He got eaten. And then there was throw up. That's gross.
How rude.
Apparently it upsets his stomach. Makes him angry. Not sure why.
Well, so
They are like giant dogs, so I don't know.
how is his cage arranged?
He
Like,
had
is
when
it
he
just
was
open
tiny
all the
egg.
way around?
Yeah.
From a little bit of what we saw of it, would there be a place on the roof or higher up that we could stand where we'd be out of the range of, the dragon burp, but also within range to see it?
His cage covers the entirety of the roof.
So no.
You could stand around the outside of the ground. The house is a decent size, but if you stood far enough away, you could kind of talk to each other via radio and keep an eye on all 4 sides of the house. The only person who's going to be in an awkward place is the person who's staying next to the circus.
Yeah. Are there any other buildings that are tall enough, like across the street or anything else where we'd be able to see a good view of the dragon?
Not really. A lot of the buildings around the area are kind of the low squat ones. The only one that's remotely close to tall is the Astral Clock Tower. There's no way to get in or onto that anyone's aware of.
Okay. And
Apparently the doorway is some kind of puzzle.
The top of this creature's cage, is it like is it basically, can he look up and breathe fire? Is it solid or is it open?
No, he can look up and breathe fire.
Okay.
It's like, imagine a bird cage, but on top of the roof.
Yeah.
More square shaped. Because the house, like a rectangle. Like a rectangular bird cage is kind of what's on top of the roof. There's not really a way or place to stand up there. There's a ladder that goes up to the side of it. It's a platform. You think that's where Coby might be. That's where Anna walked up.
Okay. Is there a particular way to calm Sparky down and make it so that he does not barbecue those who come close? Does he have like a favorite chew toy or?
Chew toy. That's funny. No. His teeth are large enough now. When he was there, I did have small things I would give him to chew, tiny blocks of wood and whatnot. It was fun watching him up. Then he chewed the bust apart in the hallway, and after he started chewing through the granite busts, I hit him on the roof.
What is his cage made of?
It is made of a fire-resistant metal.
Nice.
It must be
Believe
so-
it took a lot of forging to do. I had a dwarf friend forge it for me. It is very hard to find enough of that metal, but I have money, so who cares?
Tungsten.
I feel like I should hate this guy so much that I kind of like him, and I'm torn. Because he just apparently, like, his pet ate some guy, and that's okay, and he didn't go to jail for it.
Or he had money and
Off.
nobody
That's-
bothered at him.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Coby upstairs. Is that adamantium for the cage? Oh, that would make
You're
sense.
not
It's heat resistant.
It's a pretty damage-resistant metal, whatever it is.
But he's just sitting. If he ever pans up to Coby, he's just like sitting down, like elbows on knees, and he's just going over his. It's the classic movie scene where they're going to talk with the animal, and it's more of them just using the animal as a way of talking to themselves. And he's just like going over his whole life story with the dragon, and they're probably just sitting there, just staring at him or something.
It's just staring at you, purring.
Just like,
It occasionally blinks at you and rubs its head on the cage like it's trying to rub its head on you, but you're not close enough.
it's like, I like him, but if I was hungry, I could probably eat him in one bite.
In a few more minutes, I might do something else.
All right.
Did
Well,
you guys
any other questions?
to ask this gentleman before we attempt to go rescue Sparky?
The butler's servant comes back out with some tea. Would you like some tea?
Sure.
Yes, actually. Though I think we're going to have it to quickly and run.
They are small cups. You're good.
Okay.
They're literally like the small Chinese tea cups. They have intricate designs on them that look like different kind of like bone-like carvings or designs to them. You think this might be remnant of his homeland of some kind. He got it from his homeland, or maybe it's made there. The cups themselves look like they're made out of porcelain, though you're not exactly sure it's porcelain. And the tea is extraordinarily spicy, kind of like chai tea. It's really spicy.
That would make sense. Does this guy strike me as probably from the Dragon Empire?
No, this guy strikes you was probably Necromancer Empire.
Oh, okay, cool. Creepy.
And his wizard bathrobes kind of strike off as a very wizard Necromancer Empires. Although he doesn't have a necromantic house, so maybe he's not a necromancer. Maybe that's why he left.
It's like the Pathfinder world where they have kingdom that worships Asmodeus and the devils and all that, but they don't. But not the average person doesn't really deal with devils. It's just part of the culture.
Yeah, Cheliax. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't necessarily worship them, but everybody in Cheliax respects them because to not is a death sentence.
And that land to the north of them worship the god of pain and sable massacres.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
Galarian is fucking wild, my man. Yeah, so I'll thank him, and then I guess we're heading out. Coby, it looks like we're taking. I'm like calling up to the roof. Can he hear me? Is it short enough that he can? Or...
You have to walk out of the house and go to the room a bit, and he could probably hear you.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. It looks like we're probably taking up positions around the house.
You think Kobe's got a
I like you.
pretty decent point from there, and you're also not sure why the dragon seems to like him. You can hear it purring from here.
So I'm gonna recommend you stay up there, and the rest of us are gonna cover the ground view. Huh?
Well, it bears repeating. I can get into places very quickly, and I can also reach out and touch someone very easily.
I don't know what that means.
I mean, if somehow he manages to get past all of us and just fucking appears up there on that roof, I'll probably be the first one to be able to reach him.
Good to know. If that happens, fucking start yelling your head off and do that. And attempt to
If
shank
I
him.
also may make an addendum,
It appears as though the nature of your being, it upsets the dragon in some way. And if you get near the dragon, it may be hostile again.
It may what again?
It appears to be docile at the moment. My observation was when you got near the dragon, your nature was what upset the dragon. The fact you were a tiefling.
Well, yes, but if it's enraged,
Just so you know.
I'll stay back.
What the fuck is that?
Oh, that's nice.
Those are mouths.
No.
Got a lot to talk about, I guess.
Fucking cipher, man. What the fuck?
The,
Okay.
I just like pans up to Coby, and I think at this point he is just like scritching underneath the chin.
Now
It appears to
20
like
and
that, just like a cat.
handling, man.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I only
have
have a
any-
+1, and I'm not proficient. I just rolled really good.
At the right moment.
Spark, Sparky, you know, close enough names.
And I guess we're just playing the waiting game at this point.
It occasionally blows smoke at you.
He uses prestidigitation to smoke there.
It purrs louder.
Okay, so Kobe's like maybe disadvantage on perception checks. Because he's busy playing with the dragon.
There's a lot of smoke going on.
Because he's busy playing with the dragon and not being responsible.
Yeah. All right.
God, he's
So
so
you
teeny
take up
compared to him.
positions around the house,
Yeah.
and you all get to give me a perception check.
Perception.
Oh god, which dice do I trust? Fucking none of them. Oh, that's actually really good.
I could just see you have them all lined up in a line. And you're just like, which one of them can I trust? None of them.
I mean, not quite, but yeah, they're all like at the back end of the dice tray.
It was that dice. It was that dice that did the nat one.
24 total,
18.
which is exactly equal to my passive perception.
Dirty 20. I don't know why I'm rolling good, but I am.
I ain't
What'd
see
you
shit.
get? Okay.
9.
9. Nice. What was your total score, Coby?
Dirty 20, so 20.
Okay. All right. Sorry, I didn't hear you say dirty 20. I thought you said just 20.
Yeah, and Hazel got a 24.
Okay. Everyone did pretty decent, but Hazel's one that notices because apparently the thief did really decent too. And you're lucky it wasn't her or not even Hazel would have seen it. So you get lucky that he rolled really good, but not that good. But as good as he could have anyway. You do notice a figure, mid-description of what you believe, skulking in the shadow of an alley in the distance. You're not sure the distance of of the teleport, but you see you're kind of in the alley, and it appears to be looking right at the dragon.
How far away is it from me right now?
It is 200 feet in an alley. It's not within reasonable range. You don't know how far the teleport works, but this, might be a one shot. Who knows?
It is within range of my longbow. I'd have disadvantage on it, but
You'll also be shooting at a complete unknown.
yeah. I'm gonna sort of like quietly, nondescriptly, like not looking at him. I'm not making eye contact. I don't want to tip him off, lean into the radio.
Yeah.
I think I have a sighting on the, I don't know, north side of the building wherever I see him.
Yeah, you're on the
About
north side.
200 feet away or so.
How much further is that from where I'm positioned?
You're on the opposite side of the house. You can't see
Oh, great.
like anything but house.
How about Kobe's position? Up on the top.
Coby and a Hashke can make another roll at advantage +5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh shit, advantage +5.
Yes, because
18,
you kind of told him where they were and what he was looked like.
18.
What?
18.
Okay.
So
You don't see anything.
Perception with an extra 5 would be
And advantage.
that'd be 29.
Holy shit.
You see exactly what she's talking about from your position. Despite the noise of the circus and the bright lights,
You have a
you
plus
can
9?
see the figure in the shadow.
I rolled a 19.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Kobe can't
Yeah,
see
with her direction,
No, I'm
you
just
see
curious.
exactly what it is.
Kobe,
Kobe, there's a lot of smoke. It's hard to see.
yeah, Kobe can't see anything, but if you guys already spotted him, he's like, "Oh, Sparky, looks like our guest has arrived." Sorry, excuse me. And I go to get up, and I use my action, even though we're not in initiative yet, and my clothes transform into my suit.
Nice.
Do I see
The
this?
dragon gets up. The dragon gets up from laying down and looks the direction of the assailant, and kind of you hear a
Oh, I think you
as if it's the assailant.
got better eyes than me.
Dragons normally do.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Yeah, they have
You
fucking
see,
dark
its
vision,
eyes
which...
kind of like as it looks.
They have true sight.
They have true vision.
Oh shit, I forgot that.
As it looks that direction, its eyes kind of like flare, like a little bit, like almost like fire itself is in the eyes of the dragon, like, and it looks that direction and seems to look and kind of growl.
Meanwhile, Dragonborn are just like, I can't see shit.
Because her eyes won't stop glowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Initiative?
Um,
What's going on?
I'm basically waiting for him to get closer, but while he is where he is, I'm wondering if I can use my insightful fighting technique for my rogue class, and I'm looking to see if there's a range attached to that. So give me just a sec.
I am going to very quietly make my way along the side of the building and use my boots to float
Okay.
up.
Give me a stealth check.
Okay. EA 16.
Okay. As you stealth along the side of the building, you make a perception check with advantage +5
Okie dokie.
based on Hazel's directions. Can you
Alright.
use that from that range, Hazel?
I can, yes, as long as I can see him and he's not incapacitated. So he needs a deception check versus my insight.
All right, so
Oh,
that's a
God damn
16.
it!
16, you said, Anna?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Actually, no, it's an 11.
Okay. It doesn't work.
Okay. I think.
You think he deceived you?
I mean, I'd probably wait until he's a little closer. It doesn't say I can't use it again.
How high is it up from the ground to the
it's-
cage?
You use it as a bonus action.
Yeah.
The staircase that Coby is sitting on is like a fifth staircase.
Okay.
It goes
So-
up to like the side of the roof. The roof is another like 10 feet taller than the staircase. The dragon can like get down into an angle. Like, if here's the cage, here's the roof. The dragon can kind of hunker down inside there, which is where it is like purring at Coby. And the staircase goes 50 feet up to that kind of like the roof there.
Okay. So how far is that away from me?
50 feet and 40 feet forward. So 90 feet where Coby is from you, direction wise.
All right, so I'll
The assailant
ahead
is like quite a bit of distance from you.
All right, I'll go ahead and I'll take up a position where I can close within, say, 1 round of the access to the cage.
Okay.
And I'm
As
gonna
you
draw
move
my
over
action.
that direction, as you stealthily kind of move over that direction, you all get to roll initiative as you see, those of you who can see the figure now see him moving.
Sweet.
Gonna be 17.
Sweet and that one.
Hooray!
So
God
2.
fucking damn it! 8.
Okay.
23.
Anna? You got a 23 Hashke?
Yep.
Okay. What'd you get, Coby?
I got a 2. What did?
Thank you for the triangulated math there, Coby. Anna, what was your initiative?
My initiative is a 17.
17? Okay. So what's again, Coby? 12?
Coby got a big old 2.
Okay. All right. Coby's last. It goes Hashke, strange shadowy figure, Anna, Hazel, Coby.
Okay. So we're attacking. Yes.
How far away is
he
it from us?
Moving. So the shadowy figure in the alley that you spied eyeing the building now that, thanks to Hazel's directions, appears to be moving in a way that does not look as though he's just going to go for a stroll.
Okay. So I'll shoot him.
All right. 200 feet away from Hazel. And I'm going to say you probably moved up a little bit. So I'll say 220.
I had been hoping
Hashke.
to hold before he got to us, but it's up to you whether you would act.
Isn't math fun?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna radio to Coby, really quiet, like, if you make contact with the enemy, use that light spell on his boot. Because Coby learned the light cantrip.
Oh, I got something else I could do too.
Yeah, but that would if he had an illuminated boot, he wouldn't be going shadow stepping anywhere. Because he would be his own light source. And he can't take it off.
That is true.
Idea.
That's really smart.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I move 30 feet and shoot him. 30 feet closer to him.
So you're like what, 170 now?
More
It said 200 feet away, so yeah.
Well, 200 feet from me.
Yeah.
so that's
And he was like 20 feet from Hazel. So
22.
190.
Just 22 hit.
That is a hit.
Ooh, almost max. 20 damage.
Okay. You hear a kind of in the distance. And that was your turn?
Move to there. Anything bonus?
I just did the triangulation math. If you were 20 feet away from Hazel, you'd still be 200 feet away. It was like 200.9 or something.
Nice.
Now you make sure you're not doing the Pythagorean for right triangles, because we might be isosceles.
Yeah, no, I made sure.
I mean, we're probably at corners too, so rather than the
Possibly,
flat edge
yeah.
of the building. Because a corner, you can see 2 directions.
Right.
Just seeing what all I have. But there's a bonus here I can maybe use.
And it was technically the further away at the south side of the building.
Oh, you trying to see if
She
you
had a lot of
can
ground to
cut
cover, so she's
range?
further away.
Yeah, don't do anything else. Nothing else. This.
All right. The movement that you saw the figure making was, I looked at something with its jacket. But now you see in its hand what looks to be a baton of sorts, and you don't know what exactly happens, but you see the figure kind of in a cloud of what silvery black, and then you hear a above you. Coby, you see phasing out of the shadows of the bar, shadowing onto the roof, a blackish, silvery smoke that a person kind of falls out of.
Did I
He
witness
then
that?
We can
moves
teleport
towards
200
the
feet?
As a reaction?
Yes. Okay.
Was that its turn?
What do you do as a reaction?
No, that was that his turn?
No. That was his part of his movement. The rest of his movement is moving over the dragon, and he hits the end of the baton, and the flower part of it opens up into a 5-star point. Only this time there's a very large point in the middle that opens up as well. And he moves towards the dragon and stabs into the dragon. You hear the dragon obviously scream, look his direction in just plain fury. And the dragon gets a reactionary breath weapon. Okay. Oh my God, all 6s. Jesus Christ.
Goodbye, Coby.
Good job, Sparky.
He just rolled a Yahtzee.
Yeah, where is Coby on
Yeah, he
breath
almost
attack?
Yahtzee.
I
Kobe
thought-
gets missed by the breath attack because the dragon thinks Kobe is cute. And
I'm tiny size and it's huge size. I mean, come on.
yeah,
You're
it
not
thinks
tiny
he's
size, you're small size.
Compared to
But yeah.
it, I am.
a dragon, he's tiny size. The dragon thinks he's a tiny scaly and thinks he's cute, so he's not going to breathe fire on him. And so he breathes fire on the assailant. It looks pretty badly damaged and very upset that he just got fire breathed on him. But he appears to have gotten one as he pulls the baton out and the end closes.
Okay.
That was his turn. Anna.
All right.
Oh,
Wait.
sorry. Were you gonna reaction something?
Do I get to do anything? I
Do you
never
have a
got
reaction
turn.
to use? Where are you in the initiative?
I'm pretty sure I'm at the end, right?
I haven't skipped anyone. It's technically Anna's turn.
Oh, you said Hazel did stuff. Then Hashke did
No,
stuff.
Hazel didn't do stuff yet.
No?
I was just mentioning how far away she was from the guy.
Yeah, if you can
She
use
did
a
a
reaction,
reactionary
use it.
Use that
Oh,
feat
I don't have
ability.
any. I don't got anything, so I can't do anything, I guess.
Okay, Anna.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use my movement to basically, I'm going to close 20 feet closer to him and then use the last 10 feet of my movement to shift into position to basically reach the enemy.
Okay.
And with like a massive overhand swing, she's going to take that packed flamberge, the great sword, and she's going to attempt to disarm him with a downward slash and make him drop
Okay.
that business. But while she is on the way for that, she is going to draw the Hexblade's Curse on him. So we're going to that's her bonus action.
Okay. What's the Hexblade curse do?
Okay, so the Hexblade's Curse is there's no save. It is I get a damage to roll bonus equal to my proficiency, and any attack I make is a crit on 19 or 20. And if they die, I get temporary hit points equal to my Warlock level plus charisma mod.
Okay. All right. I just wanted to double check. Thank you.
Yep. Okay.
Go ahead. Continue with
So
your
we're
attack
going
roll.
to do. All right. It's 15 on the die. Plus my packed weapon is plus 8, so that's going to be a 23 to hit.
That's the hit.
Okay. I need that disarm rule.
I thought that was a fighter only thing.
No, there's an optional rule. I'll send you here. I'll send it to you in the chat.
Oh, okay.
There's an optional rule in the DMG for certain actions to be used as an attack. So disarm. can use weapon attack to knock a weapon or other item from a target's grasp. The attacker makes an attack roll, contested by the target's strength or athletics or acrobatics check. So my 23 versus their check.
You have disadvantage on your roll.
Are they holding it with both hands? I didn't think.
I mean,
Is it
I
a
think so.
two-handed thing?
He was two-handing it when he stabbed the dragon.
Okay, well then I'll throw a disadvantage die. Okay, well it's a 19.
Okay. He just barely failed.
Okay, so he has now dropped that, and I'm going to follow that with my second attack, and actually just hit him straight.
Okay.
And that's going to be a dirty 20 to hit. And that's going to be 2d6. 7 plus. Bonus damage from the curse is. All right, so that's going to be 15 damage.
Okay. All right. He looks pretty upset and pretty messed up. The baton falls out of his hand and slides off the roof.
And I'm going to holler, the baton is out on the ground.
Okay. It is Hazel's turn.
I'm not concerned with that. I'm more concerned with Iron Bandit. I'm booking my ass up the stairs because I don't think I have line of sight on him if he's on the roof.
Okay. No, you don't. And you move up the stairs.
Using my 30
towards the
feet,
stairs.
can I see him?
If you move 30 feet away from the roof a little, yes.
No, I wanted to get onto the roof.
Oh, yeah. You can get out
Or
of
like
the staircase
halfway up
and
the
technically
stairs.
Yeah.
Cool. Am I within 90 feet of him?
Stairs.
Cool. Am I
Yes.
within 90 feet of him? I'm casting Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay. What's that do?
It's no save. I deal an extra damage. I deal 1 extra d6 to him when I hit with a weapon attack. But the main thing is I have advantage on survival checks to track his ass now if he decides to bolt.
Groovy.
Okay.
So movement, bonus action, and I'm gonna fucking shoot him.
Okay.
Oh, god damn it! That's a 14.
That is a miss.
Yeah, fine.
You
Yeah,
shoot an arrow,
and that's-
and he kind of like anticipates your shot and moves out of the way.
Yeah, and that's all I've done.
You're gonna miss her.
Coby.
And then I yell down to Hashke, who's the only one on the ground. The wand thing is on the ground. I'm not sure where.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, she's not concerned with that. I'm more concerned with the guy, because I
Already
know this
used
guy's
my
a flighty
action
asshole.
this turn.
I know.
I'll
I
get it
know.
next turn.
But you're the only one on the ground.
Don't worry,
So I'm
he's
done.
next.
Hmm?
The,
Okay,
two
Coby.
questions. One, how close am I to this guy?
15 feet.
Okay, cool. Second question, how far is he from the ground?
50.
Cool. Both my hands open up, and you see glowing discs in the middle of them, and they
Oh, hell yeah.
light up and they go, "Wing," and he shoots 3 shots from them,
Oh, fuck.
from his repulsor rays.
Yeah.
Okay, so 23 I'm pretty sure hits.
Yep.
16?
Nope.
Okay. And a nat 1.
Oops.
And nope.
Okay, well he still takes a whopping 7 force damage, and he needs to give me a strength save.
What's the DC for the strength save?
It is really low, because I only hit with 1.
Oh,
Is this, what is this? A propelling blast or something?
This is part of my class, yeah?
Ooh, sweet.
14.
Okay, he definitely passes. It's 5. The DC is 5 plus how many times I've shot. So if I would hit him with all 3, it would have been DC 15.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Since that didn't work, that's fine. Now I use my move to move up to him. bonus action with my offhand, which is my power fist that I have back now, I punch him.
I bet that makes
Did
an
you just
almighty
get
flank.
4 attacks?
Yeah, my attack action was 3 repulsor rays. I have dual wielding proficiency, so my offhand was my
Nice.
fist.
Nice.
I'm helping. Maybe.
You are.
I miss with the fist though. So
What'd you get?
it was under 16, and 16 missed last time.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Nothing bad happens to your repulsor rays. Get missed with a critical fail. It just kind of, missed badly.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it broke or anything this time. I won't roll the thing.
I mean, it's his
So
first
this
time
time.
using it, so whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just say it didn't quite work how you expected. It fizzled. You were like, and it was like, psst, whoops.
Overcharge.
Didn't really
it.
break. Just kind of. Yeah. And now it is Hashke's turn. There's a bad guy on the roof, and his thingy is on the ground. Maybe.
Is he relatively close to the edge of the roof?
This thingy's falling on the ground.
15 feet from it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 15 feet. That's
Hmm?
Can I see his thingy?
I'm reminded of a joke.
The
Give
one.
me a perception check to see if you see the baton.
Ooh, I like this stuff. 23.
23.
Mhm.
You see a glimmer of something on the ground, but it's like 130 feet from you,
Jesus Christ.
scattered, kind of
Is
like
it in danger
slid
of
across
being
the ground.
stepped on?
Nope.
Cool.
I will use my action and my move to go 60 to get closer to it. Because
Okay.
depending on the angles, I might not be able to hit him. I mean, I can ignore
Right.
most things, but if he's got full cover or concealment, I can't hit him.
If you go
Yeah, if
60
you backed away
feet,
further from the
he,
building, you might be able to get
yeah.
an angle, but
I figure recovering this
Okay.
might be important too.
yeah.
all right, you
I
move
will-
60 feet. Do you do anything else? Or is that
That's everything but my reaction bonus. And how far up is everyone again?
I think the
50
roof
feet.
is 50 feet up.
50? Ooh.
I'm probably closer to 40 because I think I'm still on the stairs.
Then
Yeah.
use something. All right, so who can I see from my angle,
everyone?
including him?
Yeah, the dragon stood up, so it's quite visible.
Okay, I
Oh,
will
it's
summon my Hawk Spear to go over top of Mr. Iron Mask.
Okay.
And that's a bonus action, so I'm
Oh, cool.
tapped out except for my reaction, which
Don't have anything for.
no, actually I do.
Oh,
On your
nice.
turn.
Oh, nice.
And that is it.
I think it
All
might
right.
be Baddie's turn.
Maddie's turn.
I thought you said Maddie there for a moment. I was
I
like,
did too.
wrong
I was like,
game.
Bruce?
Pretty badly messed up. And his baton fell off the roof, and you guys are kicking his ass, something fierce. He goes and reaches into his shirt and pulls out a small. Oh no, sorry, wrong thing. He has like a metal bracer on his arm, and he grabs it and pulls it off, and it kind of turns into a metal bird, and he throws it in the air, and he says something in a language I'm not sure anyone speaks. What do you speak?
I've got Warwick, Infernal, and Celestial.
Word Victalock, Morse code, Ogre, and Minotaur.
I pardon. Huh?
Hi, Garfield.
Is that Garfield? I can hear purring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It does.
So I got Vetalek, Warwick, Elvish, Orc, Dwarven, and Sylvan.
Common, Dwarvish, Gnomish, and Runic.
Okay. Yep. He says something in a language nobody speaks. And the metal bird unfolds like a hawk, and it swoops down and picks up the baton and flies off.
Hey.
And this thing just moved like a total of 240 feet.
Shit.
Hey.
Good bird.
And he kind of goes and pulls out the strange revolver, and he goes, "You might kill me. You won't stop what I've done." And he points his revolver at, let's see, he's got 3 targets. This guy's on the ground, but he's kind of far
One
away,
has
so he's not going to bother
shit to
shooting.
him.
Would we
Right.
get, would
That
we
is
get
true.
an opportunity attack on the bird for flying out of our range like that?
No, because he had to make an attack roll to activate it. Make a move action to activate it. Sorry. His instead of moving, he kind of
Through it?
like the thing. Yeah. So it didn't really turn into a bird till it was off of him.
I got it.
It was more his bonus action to do that. And then he, or whatever you want to call it. And then he points his revolver at, let's see, odds, Coby, evens, and. You know what? You knock him off the roof, Coby. He's not happy about that. He points his revolver at you. Coby's AC?
Full plate. 18.
So a 16 doesn't hit you. He points his revolver at you, and he aims and fires a death shot that should definitely have hit you. But your full plate protected you from all of the damage. And that shot looks like it would have hurt a lot, as it seems to have some sort of special effect to it, and was definitely larger than the average bullet.
Do I see like flow coming off of it? Is it like a magical bullet?
Oh, his gun is flowing like crazy. You all see that.
So he just shot from 200 feet away.
Wait, what? No,
He
he
shot
didn't.
from at you. He's on the
He's
roof.
point blank
Coby.
range. He's still on the
Yeah.
building. He's
Yeah.
shooting you. You're
He shot
fighting.
at you like
The bird flew away.
The bird
Should he have
flew away.
disadvantage if
Oh,
he's
I
shooting ranged weapon and melee range?
Here's what I thought
He's
happened.
15 feet away,
I
technically.
thought
15.
he summoned this bird, and it pulled a Naruto, where it's this big bird, and he was
Oh,
running
it
on top
dragged
of it,
him off.
and it took
No,
him and the frog
no.
with it.
Right.
No,
that's kind of the-
it's like an actual hawk-sized hawk that was just wrapped around his arm. And as his bonus action, he kind of went fling, and in midair opened up into like steampunk
Hulk-
clock opened up into a mechanical bird and picked
The
up the
Hulk just went to
baton.
get the creepy blood wand and
I
flew off.
like to think it's like first Iron Man when he's in the prototype suit, and they go to shoot at him, and the bullets just like spark and deflect off.
Yeah. Only this one sparked some kind of magic clearly happening.
Like rainbow sparks or something.
Something. And and then he shot at you that's when he shot it blank and kind of just missed, and he goes, "Damn." Now it is
Anna.
Anna's turn. Yeah, Anna.
Okay. How far
Finish.
away? How far away is the bird from us now?
The bird is 240 feet.
Damn. After descending 50 feet to catch the thing and then flying off?
Yep.
Wow. That bird's
Yeah,
got
it's got some zoom. It's got some heckin' zoom.
heckin' zoom. Okay, well, that's fine then. She's just going to go ahead and fuck this guy up. Options. Okay, yeah. I'll just go ahead and use 2 more swings of the Pact Greatsword. And that is probably not going to get it at 13.
No, that's a miss. And it instinctively moved out of the way.
All right, well, how about a natural 20? How does that bite you?
That's a hit.
That's a hit.
No, total miss.
Okay, and so remind me how your crit rolls work here.
We roll from the crit table.
Okay.
But otherwise, you just do the
So-
double damage.
Oh.
Are you rolling the table or am I?
300.
Let me get it.
You roll the table. It was your critical.
Yay.
Let me
I'll roll
grab it.
the misses, other than that one I let slide for Coby because I didn't say we had the book.
This one?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. My crit number is a 31.
All right. Let me look here. Really burning the use out of this book, man. All right.
Yep.
31. Target drops whatever it's holding.
Yay! It loses the pepper box.
He drops the very big-looking revolver.
Yay! That's mine now. And do I get to roll
it slides
damage for
off
this,
the
right?
roof. Yeah.
Okay,
It
cool.
slides off.
It slides off the roof.
Yeah, the
All right.
revolver does. Everything's on a slant.
Son of a bitch. All right. So that's gonna be.
Oh, it slid off the roof and hit the ground.
Now is that max
Does it
damage
go
or do I just
off
have to roll
randomly?
regular damage? How does that part
It's
work?
critical. Roll double damage.
Roll double.
You roll
Double.
damage and multiply it by 2.
Hooray.
Because it says
Oh,
times
yeah.
2, so just roll damage and then multiply it by 2.
All right. So
I prefer to roll the 2 dice. It protects you from if you get a 1.
okay, so that's gonna be 32
Yeah.
all day.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Was that sword?
That was the pack greatsword. So I rolled.
How do you finish it?
Oh, okay. So she will basically bring the sword up in a long sweeping arc that takes off his wrists and then his head.
Okay, you kind of do like a curving arc. You managed to catch at least one of his wrists in it because his hands were far enough apart that would have been would have been a full circle if you were to it.
Right.
But you do cut off one of his arm, like his hands, and as he screams, he kind of moves into the blade and you decapitate him.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And she'll.
And the iron helmet hits the roof and rolls with his head off onto the ground.
Damn it! Why is
Hello.
everything going off?
It's on a slant.
It's a fucking domed roof.
Don't put the
It's a
boot
roof.
on.
I'm gonna grab the pepper
And his
box.
body slides over and slumps against the part of the cage.
All right, I'm
Well,
gonna
the
grab
pepper box is on the ground already.
Oh well, then I'm gonna go over and
Hashke picks it up.
stuff.
Yeah, Husky is already on the ground, so.
All right, I'll lean over and go. I want the gun.
I'm the gunslinger.
I want to check out the gun.
I'm the gunslinger. I'm the one who slings.
Oh,
The body slumps over and kind of bleeds off of the roof,
You can
but
have the
it's still
boot.
on the roof.
Okay. So technically, this says if the target drops below 0 hit points before the spell ends, I can use bonus action on a subsequent turn to mark a new creature. It doesn't say the range that new creature has to be in.
what's the range of the original ability?
The range of
what's
the
the range of
original
this?
spell would be 90.
I'm assuming within that range.
That
Yeah.
would be too.
You're trying to target
I'm-
the bird?
I'm using my action and movement to
I will
look after
allow
the bird.
I will allow it to work on the bird simply for story-related purposes.
I would also risk jumping off this fucking building if it means chasing after that bird. If it gives me a little bit more movement.
Oh boy.
Give me,
Put on the boot. It will help.
Fuck you.
give me an acrobatics check.
Yeah. That's an 8.
Oh, you did put the boot on.
I rolled an at 1.
Oh,
Wait, you're not playing fair now.
Okay. Well,
Fuck you.
luckily, the DC to parkour backflip off a staircase is not very high. So you parkour backflip off the stair, and you still get your movement. So go ahead and make your normal movement, and then
Yeah.
you can move the mark over to the bird. And I'll just say that given the angle of the trajectory of with the mass divided by the speed of the, you get it.
Yeah. And I'm basically just chasing after this motherfucker, and I'm yelling back, I'm gonna
You
catch this
get
fucking
close
thing.
enough to the bird. You get close enough to the bird to move the mark over to the bird, and then the bird disappears from your sight, but you know where it's going now.
Yeah. Just on my subsequent turn, I'm just chasing after that thing until I get a line of sight, and then I'm going to shoot it.
Coby gets Coby goes to get the head.
That's what the dragon wants.
Also, as I jumped off the roof, I yelled, "Good job, Sparky!" I mean the dragon.
Oh yeah, I'm getting very far away from this dragon now that my target is down.
Considering, I'm pretty sure the dragon did the majority of that damage.
It certainly helped a lot.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's
just
not going
for reference,
because it upsets its stomach.
the dragon's breath weapon did 60 damage.
Holy
Holy
shit.
Christ almighty!
Oh, that's all.
Dragon did her job for us.
Just
the
about.
bandit had a little over 100 hit points.
Wow.
I didn't
So
even get a single fucking shot in.
A big old bandit.
you did, it just missed.
You got advantage on the dead body.
Thanks. I'm already fucking like 6. What is my movement? 100 and no, 60 feet. It was, I don't know, far away.
You start racing towards the thing, but given the night sky and where it's moving, without your hunter's mark, you don't think you'd ever get visual range on it. It's flying far enough into the air that you don't think your bow would be able to hit it.
I do have a longbow, so its range is 320 feet.
Like I said, it's flying far enough into the air, you don't think your bow's gonna hit it.
Apparently, if it can move 300 feet around, I don't think you'll ever get in range.
Give it to me.
No.
140.
Um,
It's got heck and zoom.
but Coby removes the Iron Bandit's head from the Iron Bandit's mask.
The
As
boot
you
will look
grab the
good with
mask-
your armor.
As you grab the mask, the head falls out of it instantly.
You just Django fed at his ass.
Well, technically,
It's
she
like
did.
the
But,
mask- Like the mask shouldn't really fit onto his, like should be strapped to his head, but it's not. Grab the mask, his head just goes and just falls off of it like it was stuck there by glue and it just undid itself. You see no remnants of the bandit's blood or face goo of any kind mask. It looks clean.
It looks like Coby.
The mask looks like it should fit a human's face, but somehow you think it would fit yours if you put it on.
Okay, I put it in my backpack.
Oh, thank goodness.
I mean, the whole
Oh,
town's...
by the way, the mask weighs 5 pounds.
Okay, the whole
I would
town...
like to go inspect the pepper box.
The whole town is after this bandit. I'm not going to put that on. You kidding me?
Yeah, the whole city wants this guy dead. Yeah, might not be a good idea to put that on. You also know anyone who wears it, everyone thinks you're the bandit. So,
It just confirms a suicide note for being in the town.
right. So you also notice that the bandit that was wearing this mask, as the head falls off, was a sanguinare. The language he said something in was probably Sanguinare.
Huh.
Sanguinare language.
So Greek to me.
So,
You see the little fangs and his pale skin and now white hair that you couldn't see before because of the mask's deception of his appearance. His clothing, the rest of you on the roof, still you notice his clothes immediately seems to shift into that like what looks to be a noble or regal person of some kind. Anna, you get off the roof as fast as possible because the dragon immediately hostilely moves action. As you're like, no, and get off the roof. And a gouge of flame follows you down the staircase as the dragon kind of growls and swipes through the bars at you. And then it sees Coby and knocks him over with its head and kind of rubs up against him.
Oh, good gracious.
Coby's like, oh, it's like rubs against you on the ground like, oh, like a giant cat.
I would like to go and try and
Purring loud.
I would like to try and go find the magic gun.
It blows smoke at you and then licks you a couple times.
Husky's just like, what magic gun?
Yeah, Husky's examining it, taking it apart, doing as usual.
This revolver looks very weird. You're not sure where the bullets go. And then you go, oh wait, it doesn't need bullets.
Where you're going, you don't need roads.
And ooh, neat. It self-identifies. Something
Hello,
I stole.
my name is Fred. I'm an alcoholic.
It says it is the solid revolver of infinite shot. It fires force bullets.
So it tells him this, or he reads it on like the
He
barrel.
gets a ping. He gets a little ping inside his brain. Tells him what it is.
Okay.
He reads it, just like on the side of the barrel, etched into it. Hello, I am this kind of gun, and I do this.
I think on the inside there it says jackal.
Jackal?
Yeah.
So some 200-300 feet away, Hazel is starting to slow down. I don't think I would have had any chance. If I even thought this thing was in my range, I'd take a shot at it. Ideally with the grappling hook arrow to try and snag it, but I can't imagine it working.
I mean, what could it hurt to try, right?
Let's see if there's a percent chance that you get within range of it based on how it's flying.
Yeah.
No. Nope.
Okay.
Based on its ascent into the air, you never
I do have
get an opportunity given your.
I do put the night vision goggles on, and I want to get as good of a look at it as I can. I want to remember as many details about this damn thing as I can.
It is a metal hawk. It appears to be some sort of steampunk design. From this distance, you can't tell details, but it is very clearly clockwork in nature.
Okay.
You think you might be able to tell more about it based on you pulled it off of his arm.
Yeah. And then she's going to turn around and start walking back, cussing.
Okay. You cuss your way back to the area. And
Yeah, that burns long.
Anna, what do you do after you get off the roof and almost have your booty scorched? Anna? Hello?
I'm sorry, back.
You there?
I was answering a question.
The audio cut out? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Magnets, how do they work?
Right.
Whoa, how the fuck do they work? So, I mean, there's not much else really here to do, right? So, I mean, we have the corpse. You've got that. Hazel, you had a bearing on that hawk.
It's fucking gone.
Which way was it headed?
Hazel kind of
That
comes
way.
back like.
Probably cursing in all of the languages she knows. I'm like,
Okay,
yeah, there's no way we can catch that fucker. I got a good look at it, but
What
My
do I
spell-
And your
remember?
spell tells you exactly where it's going.
my spell doesn't tell me exactly where it's going. My spell gives me advantage on survival
So you
checks.
know how to
to
track
track.
it.
But like, it's a bird.
Yeah.
So
what's in that
unless I was
direction?
able to track, there's maybe a small chance that I can track it based on like whatever magical aura it's leaving behind, because I can see the weave. But it only lasts for an hour.
Okay. So my question
And
though
it's
is,
already outside I can't even see the aura because
yeah,
it's
no,
too high up in
no,
the sky.
don't sweat it. My question is,
Yeah.
based off what Hazel is telling Anna about the heading, what do I remember is in that direction, or in the areas around here, like heading towards the mountain ranges?
Everybody gives me an investigation check.
Yeah.
Maybe that or like survival.
8. Actually, wait, I think I'm proficient with it.
Coby, you're like, it went that way.
22.
Whatever that direction.
21.
22.
Also
All right.
21.
All right, everyone but Coby knows.
Hooray.
If it continues on that heading, it will arrive at the northmost village of the Imperial Empire. That's the exact same village that the Einrich Beast was seen in.
Oh boy.
Fuck.
Boy. So do we head to the mountains or do we follow the bird?
I think we should follow the bird.
Which
Well,
direction are the
first-
mountains relative to this village?
The mountains are directly north, while the village the town, the northmost town is definitely a northwesterly direction, which is where the bird was going.
So it would be kind of in the same direction?
Kinda. The northmost town is about a week's travel from the mountains.
Mm,
Hazel gets back up. I think we should cart this body back to the Slayers
Slayers,
or
yeah. We
the
need to turn
town
them
guard.
both. We need to turn this into the Slayers because we have to return all this magical shit.
Yeah, we can take that shit off his corpse.
Well, what I'm saying is we need to produce the body for the bounty.
We have the mask.
Yeah, you do.
I
Right.
didn't
Why
know.
the fuck would he give up the mask if he wasn't
Well,
dead?
You also
I'm just
Yeah.
saying they want the guy
Yeah.
that's responsible. It's a bounty.
I'm just saying, it's law
You-
enforcement. We're in a city. We should
You-
respect the law over the
We are
Slayer.
the law.
No,
Slayers-
the
I am
Slayers
the
are
law.
not. It's a different organization.
But I'm just
Yeah, the
You're literally
town
arguing
guard
with
is
a cop.
technically
Like, that's literally my background. I am City Watch.
the town guard is technically a separate entity from the Slayers. However, the Slayers are the ones offering the bounty, so you're technically both right. You
Yeah.
do need to provide the body and the magical equipment to the Slayers for the bounty, but then the town guard are going to want the body.
so they'll
So
cart it
the Slayers aren't going to keep it. Oh, good, that's him. Great. Checklist mark. All right, get him out of here. I don't want that. That's gross. And
Yeah.
you can give him back to the town guard.
You turn around and the Iron Bandit's behind you.
Son of a bitch.
A boogity boogity boo.
Yeah, so I guess we start dragging this asshole back to the Slayer's Take. Or no, not Slayer's Take. That's a different game. Fuck. I've tried to say that so many times tonight, and I only failed just now.
Yeah, we're not on
That's
Alexandria. I'm sorry.
the name of the guild in Critical Role.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're called the Slayer Stake. They slay monsters and take the money.
I like my name better. It's got a good ring to it.
Hey, look at me. I have a clinky boot, and I'm really bad at sneaking up on things.
Do not put the boot on.
What boot?
You should give it
Yeah.
to your cousin Bree or Limburg.
Whose cousin? You don't know my cousin. I'm the Iron Bandit.
As we're heading there, I am fucking around with the bracelet thing that
I see you have my
Yeah.
doppelganger.
triggered the bird, and I'm looking for any kind of like maker's mark on it.
Yes, you do see one.
Awesome.
It is made by Coby's rival, the same person who made the piston fists for Hammer Fist.
Okay,
Fucking oath.
before we get into public eye, he's obviously not going to have the mask on. He was just doing that to goof off.
Anna gets a 23 on the body for an investigation check to see if there's anything else useful or interesting or.
Nobles
That is
clothes,
prison curse.
12 pieces worth of jewelry and a note.
How much worth of jewelry?
30 gold pieces worth of jewelry.
Ooh.
You think that goes with his noble clothes?
Yeah. And
What
what's
does
the note
the
say?
note say?
Yeah.
The note says, you are to continue on the task as planned. We must ensure that he is what he is now in order for the plan to fully go through. I can't have the beast fridging around. Continue as I've directed in order to sway things our way. Once this is done, report back to my fortress, Prince Gregor, and it has a mark on the paper,
Oh boy.
stamped in wax.
So I'm not even going to attempt this history check because locals. But anybody know this Prince Gregor?
Do we?
Yes. You all rolled already. It is Prince Gregor. He is the prince of the Victorlock people. He is currently in exile for strange crimes, meaning he was exiled from the blood dimension to this. So he was exiled to this dimension from the blood realm for some strange crime he committed. You're not sure what. But he's the son of Bellabel and Blastosphere.
Okay.
Blastosphere is the basically the Dracula, the founding vampire of this world. The Sanguinari people all basically descend from him in some way.
I feel like if we meet him, Jake has to co-star.
And the beginning of this note said something along the lines of continue on the task, and I missed the second part.
Continue on this task as I've directed. I cannot have the beast rummage around. He must not be in this form.
Cannot have the beast rummage around.
In this form?
Yeah.
He cannot be in this form. Continue as I have directed, Prince Greg. You don't see any need to staying his directive. Maybe that one was already burned or is wherever
Yeah.
his stash of stuff is.
Or he just already knows it.
But he's dead now, so you don't know where that is. Right. Yeah, he
Yeah.
destroyed it, maybe.
Probably part of that 60 fire damage you took.
Coby,
Okay.
I think it might be getting to the point where you're gonna have to have a talk with this Mr. Pike. Also, I'm pretty sure that this is gonna get him in some legal trouble at this point, because I'm pretty sure the Slayer said last time that if we got another
Piece of evidence on him.
piece of evidence that he was selling to ne'er-do-wells, that he might be in for some trouble.
I would say
Oh.
this qualifies.
Somebody remembered what I said.
Oh,
I
man.
write things down.
Oh man, that'd be a shame for
You
him.
know that in order to prove this, you would have to recover the pistons from Hammerfist.
Okay.
And that would be your concrete evidence. That would be 2 pieces of his gear you see sold to criminals, which would be a boon to
also-
Coby's his business, since this guy is their big rival.
Didn't he also make that gun though that we took off of the devil?
Yeah, he did.
No.
Oh, the devil, yeah, the one on the devil, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Technically, you already have 2 pieces. Technically,
So the bird isn't technically a weapon, I guess.
Right.
But it's a point in the direction.
it is.
Kevin.
It'll help
It
build
could
that
be-
case.
It could be the final, like the piece, like you could provide that with the hammer fists and the devil's tail to kind of have 3
That
pieces to the
said,
puzzle.
I want to talk to somebody who worked on this bird. We gotta figure out how the fuck to track it.
I mean, once you get a general idea, I can track it, but you got to get a bit closer.
Yeah.
Investigation checks all around.
Okay.
Whee!
Well, I thought we were heading to the Slayer's headquarters.
You are. This is
Oh, okay.
what you're all kind of consecutive, like thinking in your heads out loud, talking amongst each other. You're kind of like bouncing ideas off each other to
17.
figure out what you're doing.
21.
Okay.
15.
I also got a 21.
All right. Coby and Hashke kind of come to the conclusion of, wait, the beast, that's Heinrich himself. You think
Hazel's,
this bird is
looking
going
at
to Heinrich.
Oh, fuck.
Like, yeah. Fuck.
Well, I guess we're going to the bounty later. Yeah,
Mhm.
priorities.
We can never beat it.
Well,
Wait, how fast can the ship go?
I point back, and maybe coincidentally the airship is like carrying the quad car.
Well, let's
The
tell
airship is
everybody.
carrying the quad car. The quad car could get to the North City in a week, which is less than a month.
how fast could the airship get there?
That's the thing. How fast do we think the
The
bird
airship
can
could
get
get to
there?
the North City in a month. Assuming it doesn't have fast, it could probably get there in a week.
The bird is going to get there faster than us. It doesn't have to stop. It doesn't need to eat.
Technically, if you let backpacks steer the quad car and you guys sleep in the back, neither does the quad car.
Let's go!
I was going to say, if we're going to be traveling overland, shouldn't we just take the airship?
It's slower. Let's go, quad car.
How is that slower? I don't understand that.
Okay, you guys.
The airship
You
was
guys.
a month. It's
You
big.
guys
It
go
takes,
get
it takes
the,
a bit to move. The quad car is a lot smaller and it gets more traction.
You guys go get the quad car ready and everything. I'm gonna cart this asshole back to the Slayers and at least drop off this mask because I don't want to be carrying this thing around.
All right.
Last thing I want is to put another artifact in Heinrich's hand. And if we get that extra money, then bonus. But
I got an idea for it.
And I'm fast as shit, so I will take off.
I think I could do something with the mask. Make sure he doesn't get it.
What do you, I'm like fireman's carrying a corpse. I'm like, what are we doing? We have to drop the corpse off anyway.
Coby's already coincidentally just like has the quad car. It's like, vroom.
The fuck did you get that quick? All right, I checked the body in the back.
You were standing here debating it the whole time, and we're in a hurry, so.
We just like zoom by and just drop kick the corpse onto the front steps.
Yeah, just tumble like ragdolls right in front of him.
You make
It's
pretty
like the
decent.
bouncy pin to like, we'll be back.
Given the headwinds, you kind of make decent enough time with the car that you're not limited by the wind like the bird would be. So you are able to kind of stop, pick up the money for the bounty, and then go. Because you want to at least get your bounty. The Slayers offer you some rations to take with you for the journey so that you've got some food. You explain to them you're tracking something that's going north, and they're like, "Oh, well, here." And while they're giving you the money, they give a week's worth of rations each, so you can eat on the way up there.
How much was the bounty again?
5,000.
Okay,
so...
it was 5,000. I just wanted to make sure.
1,250 each.
Yep.
Wait, 5,000 each?
No.
No,
1,000.
250.
Okay.
The
I
video
gotcha.
keeps skipping.
No, I got it. 1,250 each. Got it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sorry, those are
And shit, we never. Did you ever repair those binoculars, Coby?
Nope,
did not?
never had time.
Fuck.
We repair them on the week trip.
But I was going to work on something
got a week.
else.
Worth a tinkering.
Yeah,
I'll repair it in the week.
Yeah. He can repair it in a week.
Okay, is there any way I could put the iron mask as part of my suit? And then I can just fold it up when I fold up my suit into a normal place.
Let's not do that and say we did it.
It is a magical artifact that hides your identity.
Yeah, with this
That much
level of
height is overripe.
low and off of this thing, you think that this thing would be really difficult to augment into your Magitech armor. Like, this is equivalent to saying, can I attach the hand of Vecna to my Magitech suit?
Yeah.
That's how powerful the magic is coming off of this thing. This is legendary fact level of power.
Jeez. So wait, could he put the
You
hand?
don't even know all of what this mask does.
Yeah, so can I try?
You
Coby's an
I
inventor.
will
don't even wrap your head around it.
Coby's an inventor, and possibility isn't possible for him. He's like, oh,
I'll
could
just
try.
say you spend the week contemplating on how to the sun up to your car battery.
Okay.
Just the energy level you're dealing with. You're sitting there going, well, I have the sun,
Not to
and I have
mention,
my car
it's a
battery
cursed
here. How
fucking
do I
mask.
plug them in?
I'll help him
Well,
with it.
it's the Mask of the Iron Mask Bandit. It's a legendary bandit of yore, and he kept his immortal legacy by the mask's artifact power. Everyone thinks whoever put the mask on is the Iron Bandit.
I don't think it has a curse. The boot does, though.
Yeah, the boot's definitely.
You should put the boot in your arm.
I still
The
would
mask is just
Well, I technically never need to take off the armor, since I can just fold it up in the clothes.
recommend against fucking around with the mask, considering, like,
this
great,
seems like a bad
awesome.
idea.
If we happen to be tracking down Hammerfist and run into him in the city and you put your armor on and the mask comes on, are all the guards going to come out and try and stab you because they think what's his nuts came back from the dead?
I mean, do you want Einrich to have it?
That's why we dropped it off with the Slayers, or we were going
What,
to.
so
and
we can just-
somebody's like,
So we
no.
can just put it back in the archives, and someone else from Einrich's goons could take it again.
And
Yeah,
it's
the point
safer
there.
with us when we just leave. Whatever, fine. You do you, buddy.
maybe. Coby also think of something else. Maybe you could make a vault of secret weapons and hide them from everybody, so no one could get them except you and your family, of course.
Oh, I could make the
Iron Man's Hall of Armor.
Iron Mask,
I mean,
the Iron Mask suit I got my Iron Man suit, and I can have my Iron Mask suit.
He's really angling for
Coby's
this.
figuring out how to hook up the equivalent power level of the sun to his car battery. It takes him a week, and he gets there. And you arrive at the north city. You see the city is once again in high alert. There's a lot of zeppelins overhead with spotlights zooming around.
Oh boy.
And you hear gunfire in the distance.
By this point, has Hashke repaired those binoculars?
Yes.
Hello.
And we've reset all of our rest counters, right?
I hope so. It's been a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question to Blake. Did I have time at some point during the? Okay, yeah. You just answered me.
Yep. You would have had time right before you left.
Okay. And how much do you think he would have charged for that?
He tells you that he's only going to charge like 15 gold since you provided him with all the materials he needed.
Okay, cool.
All he really had to do is just hammer it, and it moved just like regular steel. So whatever.
I'm gonna bust out the binoculars and should we try and get up onto a roof, guys, or something? And
We're still looking for the rod, right?
well, we're looking for the bird, but I would prefer to find the Heinrich beast first so that we know where he is, so we can avoid him, considering he's like literally a force of walking destruction and death.
I'm pretty sure he's over there as I point towards the sirens and the blimps and the miniguns firing constantly.
Fair enough.
Yeah. You're pretty sure he's that direction.
So, Hashke, you had mentioned something about being able to track that bird.
I cast
when we got
locate
closer.
object on the rod.
All right.
You had that the whole time. You didn't use it.
It's only got 1,000
need
feet,
it.
so I had to get it within a
He'd have
zone
never been able
where
to
I can,
catch up with it.
Yeah.
So, but now that we're here,
All right.
I can cast it a couple times to get zonage.
Because, like, even if he had
You
cast
can't
it in the
cast-
city in like 3 rounds, that bird would have been out of the range.
That's true.
You cast the spell, and the object you locate is in the same direction as the gunfire.
Oh boy.
That away.
Oh, cool.
It's okay.
I recommend we take the car, you know, because it's slightly faster than the Heinrich beast, if I recall correctly.
With
Delay in your head's just brief moment what that is you're going to do. I'll be right back.
Last time we fought this fellow, silver arrows hurt him, right?
Oh, I would like to try my new holy shotgun. I've got a silver holy shot that I'm going to use. This should be fun.
Oh, shit. I kind of want to get closer to him.
Why? What do you want?
Because I just got a thing now. If I get within 60 feet of him, I can immediately learn if he has any damage immunities, resistances,
Yes.
or vulnerabilities.
Yes, yes.
And what they are.
Also, I just want to say I have magic circle.
I don't know what that does.
You can't get out of it.
Yeah, if I turn it inside out, then I could theoretically trap it.
Yeah,
I
you'd have to
would
be
like
able
to-
to cast the spell before he murders you,
Also,
though.
would like to point out, at our level, I'm pretty sure everything we can think of in the last 1,000 years, someone else has thought of.
Oh, yeah, no. The whole, like, what is he immune to or whatever, that's just from my scientific knowledge. I just want to know.
The answer is everything.
Yeah, but
Immune
But
to everything.
Anna is from stuff that hasn't been around ever on this world. So that's why I'm thinking maybe her stuff
Actually-
could work.
actually, that magic circle, has anybody used that in a long while?
It's divine magic.
Yeah, but the thing is, can druids cast it? Because druids are...
Have
have
the
been
druids
around
really
for
gone
forever.
after Einrich? Is the question. I don't think they would.
I don't see why not. I mean, he is literally
He's an
a force of destruction and chaos and danger. They do not get it, but wizards do.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Is there is an arcane version as well.
Yeah, plenty of people get that.
I mean, a druid is typically all about protecting life, protecting nature and life.
Unless it's white people.
And he's literally like basically an atomic weapon in the shape of a werewolf.
Yeah.
We were debating if there were any druids that had tried to use magic circle on, or tried to attack the Heinrich beast, or if any wizards had tried magic circle on him. It's just like, I don't know. I haven't really bothered doing research on him because it's more like he's here. Let's avoid that.
Yeah, he moves with such ferocity and speed that you're not really sure anyone's gotten close enough to do anything other than be gored to bits.
Yeah.
I think that happens a lot.
You might need to do a drive-by.
A drive-by magic circle, maybe.
Well,
You
no.
think nobody's
drive-by.
attempted that? They don't have suspension.
I'd have to start casting it like a half a mile away.
Right.
Does anyone have or able to get Glyph of Warding?
Probably.
Here's my plan. The Coby Sparks plan. All right. So we make a scroll of Glyph of Warding, and while we're driving by it, we cast the Glyph of Warding near it, and the Glyph of Warding activates if the Heinrich beast is near it, and it makes a magic circle around that target. That's the trigger.
Very, very clever, but I don't think I can do that actually. I don't get that spell as a warlock, and I don't get it at a high enough level.
Meta-wise, this is why Glyph of Warding is really broken.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, it's like, it's not because it takes so much setup for that to work.
Oh, it's just money.
Well, it's not just that. Like, you have to
Preparation.
get them, you have to funnel them into the spot to trigger it. Like, you have to make sure that he's going to touch that 5-foot square where it is. So, like, if you get him into a doorway, that's great. But if it's the Heinrich beast,
or we're
fucking
driving right
dumb.
next to him, or have him chasing behind us, and we just
If we're
activate it behind
driving right
us.
next to him, he could probably wreck your car in one swipe.
Or have him chase us and be directly behind us, and we just cast it right behind us, and he runs right into it.
Yeah.
The object must remain in
Glyph
place
of Warding
until
takes
the
an
time
hour to
break.
cast.
Yeah, but it's a scroll. That's an
Glyph of
action.
Warding takes an hour to cast. No, it does not. In 5e, it does what it says. If it says allows you to cast the spell, you cast the spell, and it's exactly that way in every way. The only thing that a scroll does is I think it gives you the DC of the person who scribed it. That's the only thing. Everything else is exactly like you would cast the spell.
Okay. I guess Hold Monster
Yeah,
won't work either.
So no, Glyph of Warding is not mobile. Once you cast it,
Yeah,
it can't move more than 10
that's
feet.
why I was
Well,
thinking.
yeah, the
that's why I
idea
was
was
thinking to scroll.
that you put it on that spot, and yeah, but like,
Yeah. And I don't think Magic Circle's gonna work too well.
Yeah, he needs to make a save, and if Heinrich Beast is
Oh,
anything like a
no.
legendary creature, he'll have a legendary save and just automatically pass.
Well, Magic Circle's stationary.
Yep.
Right.
So
Yeah,
you
he'd
gotta
have
have
to-
him standing there.
we're like
And
having this
that's a
discussion
minute.
as we're driving helter skelter through the town as fast as possible.
That way. Forward that way. Forward that way. Forward. Raw that way.
Yeah.
Staff. His staff is over there. The big staff with the many heads is over there.
A rod of 5 parts.
God, I hope not.
I was just
You,
imagining that, like, if you're busting like a massive donut around like a courtyard, and she's like leaning out the window, sprinkling powdered silver as it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Casting ceremony?
No, Magic Circle also uses powdered silver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Right. So you drive around, and as you round the corner of this one set of buildings, you see there right in front of you the Heinrich beast, some 400 feet away, and you kind of like slam on the brakes, like, whoa, hold on, and you stop as the Heinrich beast immediately eye contact with the car and kind of cracks its fingers in its one clawed hand, and you from this distance hear it go, "Slice." As it begins moving your direction, you see directly above it the hawk. As the hawk dive bombs the syringe into the back of the Heinrich beast.
Is there any way we
Of course.
Never mind.
As the
We have
syringe
no-
stabs into the Heinrich beast, it looks like for the first time it actually took some level of pain. It pulls the syringe out and crushes the bird in one kind of motion and flings it one direction.
Well, I guess that
It
counts as
falls to the ground as if mortally wounded.
The
And
Heinrich
you
beast
kind of
does?
hear the beast falls to the ground as if wounded, and you hear like a even from this distance like a echoing off the buildings, like a bone crunching sound, and a sound like flesh just folding in on itself. And the Heinrich beast, kind of as it's like kind of almost shrinking a little bit, lashes out into a building and kind of kills a random guy in a lab coat.
Why
And
is
guy
there
falls to
anybody
the ground.
surrounding him? This entire
He was next to
Like-
he's like next to a building, just punches through the wall and pulls somebody
okay.
out.
Okay.
And
Because I'm
this guy
like,
happened
these
to be
streets should be deserted.
with like wearing
They
a
were
lab coat.
literally fucking doing
Yeah.
the blitz
They're
on
just
this
like-
town.
Oh man,
Right.
last day of the job of the science lab. Going to tell the grandkids and get my retirement and 401k.
That's pretty much what happened. And as the guy falls to the ground, the beast kind of rips the lab coat off of it, and see kind of crunching down into a form an elf man that kind of finishes buttoning up the lab coat as he stands up from the ground. His tipped pointed ears sliced off as he kind of straightens could,
This reminds
cracks
us of
his neck. He has no hair
do we
on his
remember that,
entire body.
The original Heinrich
Was an exiled elf. Yes.
Yeah, that's Heinrich himself, yeah. Before the
Oh,
monster.
As you see the spotlights all move his direction and the guns kind of fire around him, and he goes, as if to assess the situation and look at all the guns that are standing above pointing at him. You see kind of the Zeppelins now come down closer to the ground and start dropping off troop as Slayers come down and start like pointing guns at him from building rooftops.
You should kill him, Coby. You'll be a hero. You get all the ladies.
I don't know if I can hit him from this range. I wonder if we had a slinger of guns who could do that.
I'm not that dumb.
No,
Neither am I.
it wouldn't do anything. And
No, I think
Hold
it
right
might be
there.
something.
No
Either
move.
way.
We know who you are.
Can we get that
I'm
rod?
well aware what you know.
the kid's fucking in shards.
I thought the bird was.
Yeah, the bird and the
Pretty
rock.
much both got
No.
fucked over. I
Can we
think
get the
can-
pieces? We need them for money. Right? Is that why we came for this
No.
thing?
No, we came because this thing was gonna fucking
Do this.
It was a thing that was gonna help Heinrich, and we wanted to stop it. But now I'm like,
Whoa. I thought we came
I
out
don't
all
know
this
if
way
is better
to
or
get more
worse.
money.
No, jackass, we came this way to stop Heinrich from getting what he wanted. Heinrich, like the big bad of ever.
I don't know what I'm
Anna's
kind
going to
of
lean over and
crosses
tap
his-
Hazel on the shoulder. Not for nothing,
Heinrich kind
Hazel,
of
but this would be a good time. to
Crosses
get
his
that out.
arms and looks directly at your direction.
Come on, guys,
We're like
you're
400
embarrassing
feet
me.
away. This motherfucker can hear us.
Come on, guys, you're embarrassing me in front of the big bad.
It apparently seems he can't.
Hazel's very pissed off because, like, I don't know whether this is better or worse. This is what he wanted, so
This is
clearly
worse.
it's worse.
Well,
but at least he's not like
thing is-
wrecking cities.
It's probably not what he wanted directly. I don't think he's been all there in the head up until now.
Yeah, but he also didn't have the capability of dicking around in a lab until now. Now
I
he
mean-
could actually sit in a lab and not break everything.
If
You see him cracking his knuckles in his fists.
I'm just
As you
giving
see
him
some
the
Slayers
stink
moving
eye
towards
from
him.
fucking 400 feet away.
Oh, wait. Do your scouter thing.
My what?
Check his
I don't know.
weaknesses
I have
and
to
all
be
that.
a
Overnight
lot.
hazard.
I have to be a lot closer.
you should
Coby
trust-
chucks you. No, I'm kidding.
Dude, I have to be within 60 feet. He chucked me 340
He
feet.
chucks you, and then while you're in the air, he shoots the repulsor rays that push you forward.
Cool. 70 feet.
You see
I'm like, he is surrounded by like
some
800
Slayers kind of
fire.
approaching him.
We could get
Some
close.
Slayers kind of approaching him with weapons
What?
drawn,
The
and he
what?
kind of looks their direction, looks back over at you.
Coby drives the quad car within 60 feet, alright? There you go.
I'm
Do your
just
thing.
saying. I do not want to walk. I am not as fast as the quad car, and I want to have a good chance of being away from this
Now-
asshole.
I'm not big on the history. How deadly was this guy before he became the beast?
It
I mean, he was
took all six
intelligent.
members of the. It took all 6 founding members of the Slayers together to take him down, and they barely won.
And how strong were those 6?
One
Okay.
could consider them legendary.
3.5 adventurers, so pretty powerful.
Okay, so this is 5e, so there's 100 plus. We got the economy on our hands. He's toast.
So when we get within 60 feet, I've got to use my my action to do my hunter's sense and see if he has any damage, immunities, resistances, or vulnerabilities, and what they are.
He's vulnerable to crew remarks.
Damage immunities, yes.
You see that he is resistant to all forms of damage, but takes normal damage from silver.
Takes
But he's
normal damage.
resistant to everything else.
Interesting.
He also seems to regenerate.
Do I think that he would be resistant to like any conditions, like poisoned or stunned or?
Yes. To all of those.
Okay.
Most of those are either immune.
Resist or immune?
Yeah.
It would be immune
Okay.
to conditional effects. As you
Good to know the
see
Praetorian
Slayers
Seal-
much closer than, as you see the Slayers getting closer to him, you hear him say, "I wouldn't do that if I were you." And he looks their direction. I allowed them to get close enough to investigate because they interest me. But I'm not going to allow you to touch me. The guards kind of stop dead in their tracks, and they're like, "You're coming with us." Would that be alive?
because of
He smiles a
fucking
very
idiot.
big smile.
I rolled a 18 to insight check. Fucking Heinrich.
You're
I mean-
inciting fucking Heinrich?
Yeah.
You're fairly certain that you interest him for some
Yeah.
reason. You don't know why that
What I'm
is,
wondering
but he's
is,
being truthful.
does he prefer to be in this form? Is he getting what he
You
wanted?
think he does.
Yeah.
You think he very much does.
It's
You're
okay,
coming with
everybody.
us.
We changed
You're going to pay
editions.
for the crime.
Everybody got a ton weaker. You
You're
guys
going to
got
pay
this.
for the
We're
crimes
gonna
you've
back
done.
off another 100 feet.
I'm not paying for anything. As the guard kind of moves towards him, Heinrich moves incredible quickness and strikes the guard once in the chest. The guard goes flying back feet, and it looks like his chest is partially collapsed.
I
I
look over
said,
at Coby. I'm like,
I'm not going anywhere. The other guard backs off.
do I do the dumb thing?
That's going to be really hard if you have to leave, if you're just going to stay here. I mean, there's no food, no lab. Everyone has to come to you.
I can go wherever I wish, though I appreciate your sentiment.
I mean, you just said you're not going to go anywhere. It's like, this place isn't that exciting.
I think you meant with
It's
them.
not anymore. One of the guards seems to be kind of come up behind him as you're talking to him from the front. But turns around his one arm and backhands the guard in the face, breaking his neck, and the guard falls to the ground. He doesn't even miss eye contact of you guys. Like I said, I'm
I
not
sort of-
going anywhere with them.
So, anyone else notice that these other slayers we work with are dumb?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got ranged weapons and are coming up in striking distance instead of trying. I mean, no
yeah, like
wonder.
you would just kill him, right? Like that's
I
what I
mean,
would do.
seriously, if this guy's such a big threat, why isn't everyone just sniping him from a distance? At least
Can't,
it gives him a chance to run
Co-
away if
Coby-
he gets missed.
Kobe looks at the camera and says, I think they're just trying to make a point of how powerful he is.
I looked at Hashke and Victor Locke. I'm like, should I be a dumbass and hunters mark him?
No.
Okay.
No.
And I
I'm not a-
deliberately covered up my mouth because I don't know how he can hear us, but I'm.
It's okay. It's
I
a new
know what I
spell.
can do.
He's probably never heard of it before.
Got a point.
He's been a beast for like 1,000 years. He's missed like an entire two editions
Two of
past.
them.
Whole edition.
What do you mean magic missile just automatically shoots 3 now?
Oh my god.
What do you mean chill touch doesn't require you to touch them?
There isn't
It
savor.
doesn't do cold damage?
Howard Kill isn't a save or die anymore? What the heck happened?
What is this? What do
Actually,
you mean Phantasmal Killer just does damage and doesn't kill them? Why is it called that now?
But seriously, chill touch. You don't touch them and it doesn't do cold anymore. Why?
Yeah, the name is completely worthless now.
It's like no touch necro now.
Yeah.
no touch necro. I cast no touch necro.
I love
Right.
it.
No Necro November.
I feel like Heinrich and Zebediah could both be like, yeah, these kids these days with their 5th edition.
Back in my day.
Back in my day, we calculated things with THACO. It's not that hard.
It's not really.
That
but
was a lot of math.
not really.
Anyway, so why do we interest you, might I ask?
Well, I've not seen anyone cursed the way you are.
Mm.
That's a powerful curse. A curse I've not seen ever. I can see the flow, as I'm sure you are able in instance. Maybe some of you can, maybe you can't. I'm not sure how you are Gnome, but I know this human rabble that you travel with is probably incapable of it, I would imagine. Though maybe some of them would interest in some degree. In any
Literally
case,
all of us.
I
can
do
see
think
the flow. We're not saying that to him, but
I do think that perhaps if you looked carefully, you would see that the flow is moving in a rather erratic pattern around you, one that is quite chaotic.
Whoa, look at that. Whoa. Kevin doing whatever he's doing.
Holding magnets.
Magnetic weave, how does it work?
I'm so pissed. I literally wrote down in my notes goals, he's another Enric. He fucking actually is. Talking about the Iron Bandit.
So, we interest you because we're a powerful curse you've never seen before. No.
Yes,
Yeah, we got.
I've seen a lot of curses.
Yeah, you had one. You turned into a horrific beast. That probably really was a kick in the balls when that happened, huh?
A minor miscalculation on my part before. Something I'm glad someone else picked up the remnants of and fixed. But yes, I'm quite aware of how defeat tastes. Being a mindless, rampaging beast for a very long time is humiliating and humbling in many ways. I still think that the human people are not worth the flesh they're given, but I'm willing to look past some horrible experiments done on them, as apparently I've brought back the creatures that were extinct and undone the slaughter that they wrought in the first place.
Yeah, white people. Huh?
Whether or not you allow me to rot in prison for the rest of my days or not, irrelevant to me. I've done what I can do, and I've accomplished all of my tasks.
Huh.
And what exactly is all of this?
Don't
You see that short fellow standing next to you? His people were extinct thanks to the humans. You see those halflings on the roof over there pointing their guns at me?
Nah,
They
they're
were
short.
extinct thanks to the humans.
Yeah, he did.
Do you
a
see
big
those wrecked
experiment.
Trexen over there? They were extinct thanks to the humans,
Was
as
it-
was the ogre standing over there with the rock pointed this direction.
all extinct thanks to humans.
There's
I
an
brought them
ogre
all.
trying to throw a rock at you.
Yeah, he's standing in the distance like this, and he's going as if he's trying to do math in his head, and then kind of stopping and putting the rock down and thinking, and then the rock back up and goes, and then he's like, as if trying to figure out a calculated on his head, but he can't do math.
Now, you sure humans led to their extinction?
It's debatable.
Yeah, but
The rest of them were clearly human-level extinctions. Genocided by a particular general ages ago by the name of General Zhao. He had an extinction-level execution.
Nice.
It's okay. It's okay.
I undid what he did. It's a pity several million people had to die in the process.
I don't know.
They were
what
all
genocide makes up.
humans. Their lives meant nothing.
Huh. I mean, that is a tough one. Bring back hundreds of millions by killing millions. That is ethical dilemma that I'm not ready for. I don't know about you guys, but that's...
What's your plan now, Heinrich?
If you want to make an omelet, you have to break some eggs. Or in this case, kill 1 million people.
Is it just me, or does every evil plan use that metaphor?
They do, yeah.
Omelets are delicious.
It does seem to be used quite
Don't
poetically, yes.
agree with them,
Oh my
Hashke.
gosh, they are delicious. Are they the breakfast of villains? Are we actually villains the whole time?
Well, we are killing the unborn of chicken to eat and devour them.
Meanwhile,
He has a
Hazel.
point.
He's just... I don't know them.
It's just like, I'm surrounded by fucking idiots.
I just imagine how awkward this whole conversation is. Because we're in this full conversation with the guy, and there are bajillion guns on him.
Yeah, there are like 40 or 50 snipers and several miniguns pointed directly at him, and a large number of spotlights. And you guys have a casual conversation with him. Although he doesn't appear to be threatened by any of them. He's just looking at you talking to me.
To perfectly be honest,
Having a
Hashke
take.
did have a conversation with 3 gods in a casual way, so
That's true. Yeah.
he's just like, when am I going to lose? They're gonna kill me? He's going to kill me? Oh,
Yeah.
no!
Anna's just like, if it happens here, it happens here.
So-
I can't even imagine what, like, he must be pinging off my divine sense.
So, that's interesting.
I looked at Heinrich and I ask again.
Oh, we got this boot. Do you want it?
I mean, actually,
Cursed. No, I don't.
Yeah, nobody seems to want it. Dwarves think it's funny, though.
It was a common joke of the dwarves. There was thousands of those at one point. I think that's the last one.
Oh my.
The boots or the dwarves?
the boots, genius.
The boots. They
Hey.
were dwarves.
80% of my workforce is dwarves, you silly.
Oh, I thought they were just hairy gnomes.
God, you're so racist.
I like how ridiculously racist you are, but somehow it works in your towns. It's just like, yeah, whatever.
Sorry. Vitalock, for a long time, there weren't gnomes, so the word for dwarf and gnome were the same.
The short man come, the short man take it away.
Short man, hairy man. Short hairy man.
Short big nose man. Short broad and shoulder man.
I mean, that's what happens when your people are extinct for most of existence. Sorry. It's okay, you guys are back, though.
So you say you're not leaving with them. Are you leaving, Heinrich?
Of course. I have no reason to be in this hole of the town. I'm going to go back to one of my labs and quietly retire for a while. Having intelligent thoughts rather nice. I will have to enjoy not being able to want to rampage out. It's nice to have my own will.
Lots of things have changed since you got turned to a beast. You should go on a world tour and just explore and see how things are.
That is a good idea.
Also, if
Yeah.
you see these really tall, blackish towers, you should explore them too.
Those are the ones that cursed us, wasn't it? Yeah. I genuinely have that written down in my notes. We interest him. He doesn't understand our curse. Wait, can we fucking curse him back?
Oh, we went to this place called the Land of, what is it, Big Sky Eye? Brother Eye? What was it called?
Nailed
Land
it.
of Dreams or Nightmares.
The Plane of Nightmares.
Yeah. It's a nice place. Not really.
Hmm.
You can go there and whatever you think can materialize. But there's this giant eye that appears and tries to kill you.
Just fucking tell the big baddie all the things. No, this is great. This is cool.
Hmm.
Don't keep fucking anything under the belt, do you?
Very casual conversation from someone who's just met a major threat to the world. I do appreciate the intelligent conversation.
I've
It
also
is
met
nice
three
to hear you
gods.
converse. You've met them, the brothers. They are interesting, to say the least. I haven't met them myself, so.
They said they'd like me.
That's good. If they hated you, I suppose you'd be dead. Been a pleasure having a conversation, but there's a world I must explore.
Can I do one last insight check on him? I just want to, or
Oh, you should
investigation.
check out
I just want to
Coby, what's the name of that rival of yours who you don't like?
Dude, no! If he kills him, he just gets all his tech for free.
At this point, you just want to like take him out to dinner because you're just.
I mean,
telling him
basically.
everything.
No thanks.
can
I'm
I-
not hungry. I will take my leave if that's fine.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Can I-
I mean,
can I
not
do-
that you need our permission, but
One last insight or investigation on Einrich. I just want to pick up as many clues as I can about him before he bolts again. I don't know what I'd fucking learn.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Is this investigation or insight?
Insight.
16.
It'll be versus his deception. Okay. You think that, I mean, you're not 100% sure he was being honest with everything he said, but when he said I was going to go look around at the world, maybe he was actually being honest when he said that. There was something about the way he said it that seemed very sincere, like he's actually concerned.
Oh, shit.
I like to think his deception is at a plus 16.
It fucking is.
He kind of nods and walks off towards the city gate, and the spotlights and the miniguns and the snipers all kind of follow him out. But he generally just walks towards the city gates and leaves.
Nice.
You hear a collective sigh of relief from many of the people as they close the large gates behind him, and they're kind of just thankful that he's gone. Although the large gates don't really do much good since the wall has very many holes that he punched there himself when he was a beast.
I was just gonna watch him leave and look back at you guys and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with this dimension?"
Too many things.
Want to follow?
I mean,
Kind of, but we really should not.
No, I'm good.
I think it amused him to let us live right now.
Might be.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but he might be one of the few people who could possibly get rid of our curse.
I mean,
I would
truly,
rather deal with our curse. I am not dealing with him.
and we certainly don't want to be beholden to that.
Yeah, when it comes to people, you got to be gentle and hands off. If you keep pressuring them, they start thinking you're a stalker and get a little angry.
Says
I'm
the
trying,
guy
I'm trying to be friendly. That way, when he turns back into a beast and/or decides to be a genocidal maniac again, he'll save me for
I
last.
don't think he's going to decide to be one again. He never fucking stopped. What do you think he's going to do when he gets back to his lab? He's going to continue doing the same experiments he's been doing this whole time. And now we know that somebody's fucking helping him.
Well, one, maybe not. His experiments were partially to bring back the extinct races. They're back. Therefore, he might do new experiments.
Yeah, which are probably going to be just as insanely horrible and monstrous. He didn't just bring back, normal friendly races like Coby's. He brought monsters to the world. Like, he's literally the reason we're fucking slayers.
You hear that, Rob?
To justify both of your arguments, he is responsible for bringing back many of races that are now alive. He's also responsible for bringing back werewolves and making the world continually flood monsters for all of eternity. So it's a give and take. It's not wholly good. It's not wholly evil. But it was definitely horrible what he did to all those people. At least 2 million people are attributed to him alone in his torments and the deaths of these people. There's a monument in this city to those people who were killed. All of them were humans, by the way. Every last one of them.
Now, thing is, we might disagree because he's a homicidal, genocidal maniac. But what are we going to do about it right at the moment?
Fucking nothing. I'm just pissed about it.
Yes. So instead of feeling
What,
powerless,
What'd you get on your scan thingy that you said you could do?
Oh, he's immune to fucking everything except silver.
Except silver, you say?
Yep. Everything. Even poison. So, like, even if we had more of that Batorian steel or whatever, it wouldn't do jack shit to him.
Coby adds to his list to make silver Iron Man suit.
You just fucking punch him.
It'll be like the Warforged.
If
You just
he-
have the
if
silver
he-
feet.
If he hits you when you're wearing the silver armor, does he hurt himself?
No.
You're not sure the level of his silver allergy.
Yeah, it might have to like contact blood.
Or it
Like,
just might have to hit him.
And, it's gonna be like a mix of the Hulk suit, but silvered. They'll just be like, please go to sleep, please go to sleep, please go to sleep, please go to sleep.
Please go to sleep, please go to sleep.
Do we know what
She
town we
popped
are
me in
in?
the head.
Have we been to this one before?
Yeah, you're in the North City. It is a couple hours from the ruined mountains of the Muri Empire.
Remind me when we were here last, what we were doing?
Running away from him in beast form.
Oh, cool. Okay. Wait, he's still here?
No, that last time we were
No,
here.
Heinrich left.
And he came back to this specific town again.
Yep. In beast form, he did anyway. But you're not sure he was thinking with his brain in beast form. It might have just been convenient because this town is closest to the largest number of forests where he could hide from them.
Is there a Slayers? Of course there's fucking Slayers here. They're in like 80 airships above us.
None of them know
I
how to
just went
shoot.
over to the ogre.
None of them know how to shoot, apparently, though.
just yeah, they're not very good at it.
I
Anyway,
mean,
It's okay, Steve.
these might be a lot of
Work
work.
down.
Oh,
Rick is like 800 feet
Sorry.
away. He's just like,
he's,
and we're
he's
just having
actually
this
still
conversation.
aiming-
Good.
He was still trying to aim the boulder where you guys, right in front of where you guys were standing. And when he said, "Oh, sorry," he puts the rock down.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think humans are to blame for that one.
We should probably go talk to the Slayers, let them know what we know some about this guy
Hey, Slayers.
and what the fuck is going on.
Yo,
Somebody
heard our
in
conversation.
charge, not, these schmucks who are gonna try and put fucking
These guys look-
handcuffs on Heinrich. No offense, I'm just saying, you tried to put fucking...
These guys look like recruits. They're as green as you can get. They're probably level 1, which is why they died with 1 strike without
Ah.
the DM having to roll damage.
That explains the red shirts.
No, that's from
Yeah.
Ron's blood.
Statistically, I found
Yeah,
at Spark
that's
Industries that our employees cannot wear red shirts. Seems to be more accident prone for some reason.
Which is funny, because actually, when you look at the statistics, at least in the original series,
Well,
they're
in
not
Star
the
Trek,
ones... In
Red
Star
aren't
Trek, they're not
actually-
the ones that die the most.
Well, I mean, in the original one, the red ones was like Scott and Kirk, right?
no, Kirk were.
No, Kirk wore
Or
yellow.
no, Kirk was
and
yellow.
green.
That's right.
But yeah,
Orange, yellow, yeah.
Anyway, whatever. All right, so
Yeah, so I guess we'll like climb up the ladder or something, in one of these ladders to whichever one of these ships has the boss or the highest
Okay.
slayer in the area.
You think it's the biggest ship.
That would make sense.
You climb up the ladder to the biggest airship, and on board of the airship there is
On the way, we're scooping up the remains of that bird
Okay.
and whatever is left of that wand, if anything.
The baton's pretty badly crushed into the remains of the bird. because they were all kind of in one spot. The beast just kind of grab, squeeze, toss. So you pick up the fairly crushed remains of the bird and the baton all kind of smashed in one goop. Clump, because it's metal. And it looks like the Einrich bee crushed it like it was tinfoil, even though you can barely tell it's like steel. And you climb up the ladder, report to the lieutenant that's in charge of the area, the area here. There's a couple of sergeants in the room with him, and he's like, "All right, we don't have a battle plan anymore. The beast is gone. Secure the area. Get the rest of those ensigns up here." Oh, sure. What about the 3 that acted outside of our command and attempted to arrest him? Those that didn't die, kill them. Yes, sir.
Jesus. Not just fire them?
Well, what can I help you with?
Okay, I guess flamethrowers can work too. You said to fire them.
I'm gonna lean over to Hazel. You guys have a really strict retirement.
Yeah, you're fucking telling me.
Word. Shit.
Is that normal protocol?
No.
Okay, cool. Have we ever dealt with this dude before?
No.
Cool. Do we know his name?
You judge from the badge on his uniform that has his last name on it. It's Lancaster.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Lieutenant Lancaster.
So,
the sergeants both kind of like, when he said that command, they kind of saluted, and as they turned, they look at each other and kind of, from your perspective, from his perspective, you couldn't see what their faces were doing, but they both looked over at each other and rolled their eyes like, "Okay, sir," like kind of as if to say that, but they were like, "Yes, sir."
Weird.
Any idea where Einrich is going after this?
Vacation.
I mean, clearly.
He's gonna go to probably his nearest base, which is
The asylum, where this all started.
yeah. So
That
he's
sounds
probably-
familiar.
Meanwhile, Bob's rolling in his grave.
Have we
Yeah.
heard of the asylum before?
Yes, you know that is the asylum that most of the mental health patients were sent to in Einrich's care, where they were believed to be treated. And you think that was how he got a hold of several million people, because people just handed them people.
And we've just heard about that in the backstory. We haven't actually been there, right?
No, never been there.
Okay.
So he's probably gonna go there, get
Yeah.
disappointed, and leave to a better place.
Heath,
It's 1,000 years. I'm pretty sure most of the stuff there is gone.
the us returning that stuff, going back where we were, is that like on the way, in opposite direction, or?
What stuff? The bird?
Yeah.
You know, the part of the Murian Mountains that you were kind of getting a feeling for, Hazel, what is only like a couple hours away from this town. But you know that you're obviously a week away from the Zeppelin, but you are only a couple hours away from that strange caves that you were getting from. You also think that those strange caves may contain the being and or person responsible for the Cyber Devil, the cult of hell being in that
We
particular
might just want to
cave-like
stay
area.
here for a while and deal with that. I sort of like reach into my pocket and pull out the note, like facing away from him, and looked at Anna and the rest of the crew and like, do we want to? Is there anything else we want to share with these guys about what we know about Einrich and?
You know, hold on. This guy seems to be like an ass. Let's just let him handle it on his own, and then
We
Yeah,
should
but
just
how
give the
many people
information
are-
to command and let them decide what to disseminate to the troops.
You also know that you could stop by a command post that is literally at the archives where all of this started. And there's
Is
probably
that-
some generals there that might be,
Is that on the way?
and that's on back down to the Jewel of the Sands.
But we'd have to turn around. That's not between here and the mountains.
If you're returning to the Jewel of the Sands, you
Yeah.
could stop by the generals outpost. The generals are at the outpost there, including the orc that gave you this entire mission in the first place.
Yeah.
Probably do that. There's some things
Yeah,
I
we
wanna
can
look
always
up.
come.
There's some things I want to look up in the archive anyway. If it's stuff that you and
We can
Einrich
always
doesn't
come back to
know
these mountains.
about our curse.
You get a missive from the walkie-talkies without Backpack actually speaking. It's Backpack's voice. Hear in your ears Backpack kind of say, "I think that the gentleman we are speaking to is currently an idiot. I believe engage in intelligent conversation with him. I am not to agree with Hashke's assessment. We should leave and leave this idiot to deal with his own problems. Even his underlings seem to trust him."
Okay.
He kind of stands there with like an angry look on his face. "Glad I could help," and walks.
How funny would it be if you could just stick if the Iron Bandit mask just like stuck to your face and you couldn't get it off? Just like throw it on his face, and be like, "Look, there's Iron Bandit, get him!"
Just do that to everybody who's an asshole to you.
Fling it at him and kill him. Why, Mr. Ben?
There he
I
is!
guess-
Shoot him!
And I guess we're heading to the archives then? Unless there's anything in this podunk town that we want to get. Is this town podunk? I don't actually know how big this town is.
No, I mean, it's podunk as podunk could get for a fortress town, which is why it doesn't really have it's just like a north fortress. A lot of these towns are part of the Imperial Legion, and they're just mostly fortresses that have city-like appendages around them. The closest you get to a city is one of the Fishers. The Fishers are basically a fishing town, and they're as close as you can get to an actual city where there's like normally a market and whatnot. A lot of the Imperial Legion's cities, in quotations, I say, are most soldiers and scientists for the military.
Well, I don't think this should be the last time we see Einrich.
I am certain it will not be. As we're walking out, I'm like, you know, it'd be really cool if there was like, I've heard that there are some wizards that can do a thing where you can like spy on somebody from really far away. It's like a magic eye or scrying or something. I don't think I can learn that. Would it be really cool? Because I'm really fucking nosy about what Einrich is getting up to. He'd probably just look back at the fucking magic eyeball and wink at us, though, but...
He reverse scries.
I mean, if you can... She doesn't know it, but if you can see invisibility, you can see that somebody's watching you. I don't think you can tell who it is, but you can tell that somebody's watching you.
You see an eyeball or whatever the sensor happens to look like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
And you
a while before
can
I
dispel
do
it. Well, I could never cast it anyway. It's not a thing that I'd really... I'm not in the arcane magics, really. I wonder if there's like some
Right.
kind of item or something that you could get.
Do you want to stop there and then pick up next time with check out the mountains and drop off the stuff? And
I think we were putting off the mountains and going back to the archive, right?
Yeah, the archive was going to be first, so we could talk to the generals and all that.
Okay.
The mountains.
Get debriefed and then go into the mountains next.
Also,
Okay.
Coby definitely wants to check out the archives more for this, the nightmare dimension we're in. Because even if Einrich doesn't know about it, now he is actually even more curious about it than before.
True.
Oh, we also should warn them that he might.
I'll help
go
Coby
to-
with his
see-
research,
shit.
just because I figure like this is something I would have been into already.
He
So I
might be
probably
a
made a little
super
more headway in that
infamous
direction.
being, but he's probably one of the smartest people on the planet. He doesn't know?
Yeah.
True that.
It's something... There's not really much of a history about aberrations in Morkius, is there? They might not have been around until recently.
That's true.
Maybe that's why he doesn't know, because they showed up after him. After he went all
That's true
monster.
as well. Right.
Yeah, so I guess we'll head back to the archive.
All right, you
The
head
stuff
back
that
to the archive.
We were heading back there with stuff that we've, yeah,
Right, all the stuff that was stolen, basically.
basically. No, all of the stuff, because it was the tapes,
Well-
the mask, and the boot, and we already returned
Yeah.
the tapes.
Yep.
Oh, and the book.
You
It was
just
the
got
book,
the mask
right?
and the boot.
I think we took the book back as well.
Yeah, there was a book that was taken, like a journal of kind somebody had written.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Tune in next episode to find out what happens. That party is returning to the archives to drop off the goods that were stolen. But what of the strange curse that befell them? And what lurks beneath the ruined mountains of the Mirian Empire? Stay tuned for the next exciting episode.
Any plugs?
Tomorrow, 9 a.m. Dragon Heist.
Student standard.
Maybe or maybe not. We'll see my fucking shitty ass monk try and climb the wall 20 times. I tried so hard. I couldn't roll above like a 12.
My
Okay,
bard
so-
may or may not sing something.
So L, the Warforged ninja, that's from this campaign setting? Yeah, that was every climb check for him.
Yeah.
I feel your pain.
Literally every climb check was fail, 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 fail.
Yeah. It got to the point where, like, in character, Scotty's character was laughing at me.
It was great. It was great.
He even Misty stepped up to the top of the building, threw down a rope, and I still couldn't make the fucking check.
That's when I started laughing. Specifically.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
that.
that's awful.
All right. I guess the only other plug I would have for my stuff is next week more Retroverse at 7:30 Eastern Standard on Fridays. We'll be going.
Yeah,
more
you'll
into,
see us throw this asshole under the bus for being a dick and killing his character without fucking telling us anything.
Right.
I didn't do nothing.
You'll be seeing some more concepts from the alpha version of the Dark Matter campaign setting by New Chain Press.
I was gonna be really excited. Like, nothing against them, but I was like, alpha version of Test Wave 2?
Oh, I'm sure that's coming soon
so
too.
bad.
That's coming
Chris
soon
to
too.
send it to us so we can butcher it first.
It's true.
Then
Yeah. Go check out.
And then send back your 70-page dissertation.
yes.
Is it DM's Guild or Drive Through RPG now?
Which
One
one?
or the other. For Retroverse, he released
Guild.
a new subclass. It's the Kung Fury Monk subclass. It needs a little bit of work, but it's pretty cool. But go
In
check it
theory,
out.
I think what he called it to avoid copyright infringement.
I think it's pay what you want as well. But yeah, go check it out and rate him and follow all of us. I'm pretty sure like our handles are somewhere.
Oh, they're below everybody's names. So. We all got stuff. So.
Have a happy new year, everyone.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
Oh man, we're not going to be able to play till next year.
God damn,
Dang,
Scott.
that's such a long
We
time
almost
away.
made it out without that joke.
Well, no one mentioned it, and then I remembered. So. All right, see you next year.
Ciao.
Everybody.
Ah.